Hello and welcome. We are live for the Paris Roubaix. It's currently on. We have 4 kilometers until the first. I'm just making sure everything's all right. We have 4 kilometers until the first cobble sector. There's 164 kilometers left, and it's Paris Roubaix today. We've got someone there with a mechanical, someone from Picnic Post already. Nicholas Markle from Picnic Post with a mechanical. 4 kilometers off the first cobble sector. And all the big guys are getting in position. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, let me get a poll up and running now. Because let's be honest. Well, no, let's be honest. Let's just assume that it's going to be one of these boys. But it is not long now until cobble sector 30. Visma are at the front with 5 riders. We've also got Wout van Aert. He's sitting second wheel in that Visma train. 2 Ineos riders at the front. There's a rider for Decathlon as well. Alpecin are a bit far back, but are still there. I think there's 3 Alpecin riders. So let me just get this poll sorted. Little Trek now are moving up on the right hand side off the peloton. And sorry, there's so 1 Visma rider at the front. There are now 4 Ineos riders there as well. They're at the front of the peloton. A crash at the back. There's a crash for a Bahrain rider. Who's that for Bahrain? Matej Govakar from Bahrain Victorious has hit the deck. He's off his bike, but he's up and walking, which is good. There was also a rider from Modern Adventure Post Cycling as well. But going into the first cobble sector here, we have got Alpecin on the far left, Little Trek just to the right of them, Quickstep and Decathlon in the middle of the peloton, and Ineos on the far right. I see Tadej Pogačar about 5 or 6 wheels back on the far right hand side alongside Wout van Aert. But it is not long now. Just making sure. Here we go. Under the first cobble sector 30. 2.2 kilometers long. 3-star difficulty rating. But Paris Roubaix has started. Josh Tarling is apparently at the front, so he's leading them onto these cobbles. There are 2 Little Trek riders behind, and then I think there's another 2 Ineos riders in behind there. The 2 Little Trek riders. But I see Van der Poel. He is just on the left-hand side of the peloton, just peeking around the right-hand side of the guys leading out the peloton on this cobble sector. Van Aert as well. He is about, how many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's about 9 riders back. Tadej Pogačar is about 15 riders back, but it is still only the first cobble sector, but you never know what is going to happen on these cobbles. Look at the crowds already. Cobble sector 30 and the crowds are about 3 people deep. So Mathieu van der Poel is currently sitting alongside Wout van Aert about 6 or 7 riders down. Tadej Pogačar has now moved all the way up to have Mathieu van der Poel's wheel. He's on the wheel of Vasek, actually, of Little Trek. But all the main favourites here are at the front of the race. I'd say, sorry, not at the front, I'd say within the top 10 at the front. 1.1 kilometres left of this first cobble sector, and then it is on to cobble sector 29. Look at the dust already, flip me. The dust already. Sorry, I'm going to get this pull up here now. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. Crash for a Movistar. Well, I don't know if it was a crash or a mechanical, but there's a Movistar rider at the side of the road. Look at that. Look at that image. All the dust and the massive peloton going along the cobbles. Brilliant. Another mechanical for a Picnic Post rider. They're dropping like flies now. Another mechanical for Total Energies rider. So there is a poll out now, if you want to vote on it. My prediction for today's race is Mads Pedersen. So it is. There's a decathlon rider now breaking off the front of the peloton. I should have actually mentioned there is no breakaway. It is just a peloton. So I guess there is now a breakaway with one decathlon rider up the front of the road by about 5 seconds. As someone from Astana now reacts at the front to try and catch and bridge across to him. Going 40 kilometers an hour at the moment. I think it was Stefan Bissiger, but he seems to have sat up as the Astana rider now. Mike Tennyson from Astana, he now goes past the decathlon rider and looks to be trying to go alone in a breakaway here. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Oh, Groupama FDJ United rider mechanical at the side of the road. 159.7. A little Trek rider now with a mechanical at the side of the road. Who is that? Whoever it was, he let out a big scream there in frustration. He didn't seem too happy with it. Right, what was I going to do there? That's what I was going to do. Where are we? There. Just wanted to get that sorted. So as you can see, the favourites on the right hand side of the screen, we've got Mathieu van der Poel as the favourite, Tadej Pogacar in second favourite, Mads Pedersen sat as a third favourite, and then Wout van Aert and Philipsen tied fourth favourite at 7-1. So out of the favourites, I'm actually surprised Wout van Aert is not more of a favourite compared to Pedersen. I actually would have thought Wout van Aert would have been a big third favourite. But the bookies have Mads Pedersen sat in third. Another mechanical at the side of the road for an Uno X rider. Who is that? I seen the Little Trek rider was Valscheid, Max Valscheid from Little Trek. The Uno X rider is going to be Bystrom. Sven Erik Bystrom from Uno X. Whoa. But the gap for Mike Tennyson of Astana is 6 seconds up the road on the peloton currently. There is about 2 or 3 kilometers until the next cobble sector. Jonas Abrahamsen has dropped off the back of the peloton, so he has. I think that's the back. Yeah, it is the back. So there's 2 Uno X riders off the back of the peloton. There's an AF Education rider, a Tudor rider, an NSN rider, and there was someone else which I didn't get a good look at. Gap now grows to 12 seconds for the solo man breakaway. Mads Pedersen at the back of the peloton here. Is he got a puncture? I think Mads Pedersen, he was bunny hopping on the bike there. Good day, Kat. Are you all good? We've got Mads Pedersen here at the back of the peloton testing the wheels by bunny hopping to see if he does have a puncture. But he is currently at the back of the peloton looking over his shoulder, looking for the team car to see if anyone is able. And he pulls to the side of the road. It looks like Mads Pedersen is going to have a bike change here. This isn't good for Little Trek straight at the start of the day as the cobble sectors are starting. Hello, John. There we go. Mads Pedersen straight onto his spare bike. Back on the road. I wonder if anyone is going to drop off the back to come back and help him. He sat with a Movistar rider here as Mads Pedersen already has a gap of 40 seconds on the breakaway. So he's got a 25-second gap on the peloton already. Been watching the race since a neutralised start. Could I just had a feeling you would be. This next section that the Mike Tennyson and the breakaway has just done seems very narrow, and I wonder how the peloton, if there are going to be any. I hope there isn't any crashes, but it wouldn't surprise me if there is with the narrow turns and narrow streets. But he has got the next cobble sector in his sight as he is about to start it. So there we go, on to sector 29 for the breakaway. Another 3-star sector, 1.8 kilometers long. No issues for the peloton on that narrow sector, as they are now onto sector 29 with UAE leading the peloton. Pogacar sat in third wheel. We've also got 3 decathlon riders at the front as well. Time to engage Mads Max Road. So here we go, Mads Pedersen on getting the draft off the little Trek car as he now moves on to the sector 29. He has a pretty decent bit back, like with all the cars in the way. But hopefully there are no issues. He moves to the side of the road and moves back onto the cobbles and near hits his own team car. He's now weaving in and out of all the other team cars. Hopefully they all know that he is there. I'm in the States, started here at 4:30. A little too early for me. Yeah, 4 a.m. local time start. That does sound a bit brutal. So the gap for the peloton on Mike Tennyson in the breakaway, the rider for Astana, is 19-20 seconds. Mads Pedersen is 34 seconds down, so he is 13. That's going up a bit. But 15 seconds down on the peloton. As it looks like the peloton is about to swallow up Mike Tennyson here off Astana. Mads Pedersen quickly moving up here on all the... you can see the peloton. Yeah, you can see the back of the peloton now. He should make it, but the peloton is stretched out massively. Cars swerving all over the cobbles. Mads Pedersen in the wheel off the blue Shimano car. He's got two more cars to pass and 2 more motorbikes, and then he's on the back of the peloton. Mike Tennyson has been caught. UAE are at the front now. Milano is at Florian Vermeersch in second. I think it is, with Pogacar sat in third wheel still. We've got a rider from Red Bull on the wheel of Tadej Pogacar. No, it's not. I think it's Wout van Aert on the wheel. There's just a rider to the right-hand side of Tadej Pogacar from Red Bull. Mads Pedersen still he's past the 2 cars. He's got 2 more motorbikes to go, and then he is on the back of the peloton. There we go. They'll let him through. And he's at the back of the peloton now, so he is. So hopefully he can move up before the start of the next cobble sector. All the staff of the team standing at the side of the road for a pit stop change. Water bottles as well. Looks like there was an issue there for Quick Step. I don't know if it was 1 or 2 riders, but there was definitely one. As Milano now puts... Is that Milano or Morgado? They're both riding it, so I don't actually know. It's either one of them, but they just put in a big shift there at the front as they go straight onto the next cobble sector, which is a 4-star difficulty rating, 3.7 kilometers long, and UAE are leading them onto it. This is 60 kilometers an hour onto a 4-star difficulty rating cobble sector is nuts. 153 kilometers to go. Change that to 150 just so I can Yep, no break at all. Wout van Aert moving up on the right hand side of the road. No, my voice is going to go. So we've got Mathieu van der Poel. He's currently sat about 15 riders down in and around that. Wout van Aert is now on the wheel of Tadej Pogacar. As Pogacar sat in third wheel, now Wout van Aert is in fourth wheel. I don't think Mads Pedersen's there. I would actually be surprised if Mads Pedersen had made it up that far already. But with two UAE riders at the front here, one of them is Milano or Morgado, and then the other one is Florian Vermeersch. We've got a rider from Decathlon on the right hand side with a quick step rider in his wheel. No one seemed to be taking up the left hand side of the rider from Red Bull there now. Is that Mathieu van der Poel in his wheel? I think it's Jasper Philipsen in his wheel. Who's that from AF Education? Was that Michael Valgren? 2.4 kilometers left of this sector 28, sorry. Look at the lovely fields. The nice yellow fields. Look at the crowds here on this turn. The tents and all up. Oh, come on, get a bike camera of that corner. Why are we doing the helicopter shot? There we go. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Good morning, Steve. Issue, I think it is. No, it's Casper Asgren who has the issue. I think it's a mechanical for him. I'll be dropping in and out, by the way. Right now I have you in my right ear and Liggett and my friends in the left, if overwhelming. No, you're all good. You're all good. Don't worry about it. So 2 kilometers left off sector 28. They're just showing the back of the peloton here with a rider from AF Education, Cofidis. And is that is Q36.5 as well. They're zooming in on the Cofidis rider's chain as it is bouncing all over the show. Let me have a look at the poll. 44% think Van der Poel's winning, 38% think Pogacar, and 19% go Wout van Aert, 0% for others. So I'm the only person who thinks Mads Pedersen's going to win it, or someone else is going to win it other than them three. Am I out of focus? Come on, focus. Is it going to focus? Why is it not focusing? I don't know why it's not focusing. I'm a bit blurry, but anyway. Just showing riders now dropping off the back of the peloton. They're more focused on the helicopter shots of the of all the yellow fields here, of all the flowers. I think it's flowers. I'm gonna guess it's flowers. Fontana of Groupama dropping off the back of the peloton here, and the cut back to the front of the peloton where, who is it for? It's Milano, so it is. So Milano and Vermeersch are the two riders for UAE. They're on the right hand side of the road. Tadej Pogacar actually isn't in their wheel, he's on his own. In the middle of the peloton, leading out Vasek of Little Trek. See Mads Pedersen there, he's towards the middle of the peloton now. He's got another teammate, he's got Soderqvist with him, Jacob Soderqvist. There's Mathieu van der Poel on the left hand side of the road moving up. Wout van Aert just to the right of him. But we've still got all the big guys here at the front, apart from Mads Pedersen, who did have that mechanical earlier on, but he is making his way back up. I think Biniam Girmay is in the wheel of Mathieu van der Poel. And they're just about to finish sector 28. Or is this 27? I've already lost count. Sector 28. So I say exactly 150.8 kilometers left to go as they all just pass the banner for sector 28 It is on to sector 27 now, which is in the next 2 kilometers as well. Briastre is the next one. 3-star difficulty rating. Sorry, it is there's 2 different Briastres. Part 1 and Part 2. Rider from Team Flanders on the left-hand side, trying to break off the front of the peloton and try and get a breakaway going. But I don't think anyone is going to go with him. I don't even think he's going to go. Yeah, he sits up now. I don't know what the... I think he wanted to go to see if someone wanted to go with him, but no one wanted to go, so he sat up. What are those? Yeah, I'm going to assume that they are flowers, but I don't actually know what they are. Whatever they were, it looked nice. Like, what's the weather like? Dry. I think the wind. I think they're in a tailwind. That's why they're going so quick. I don't know if it has changed, but I'm pretty sure they were in a tailwind at the start of the day. I'm not sure what it's like now, but as for the rest, blue. I feel like a weatherman. Blue skies with clouds, and it is dry, which is good. There is no rain yet. I don't know if it is meant to rain. You know, before the race, before the weekend even started, you had everyone reporting that it's going to rain, it's not going to rain. And, Wout van Aert off the back. Mechanical issue. What has happened here with Van Aert? I think there was a mechanical issue for Van Aert as he has dropped away off the back of the peloton here. A teammate has went with him. But who is an Uno X rider as well with the mechanical, Jonas Abrahamsen. But Wout van Aert here being the main one with the... Who is that dropping back to help him? 34. Doyle. He drops back. Wout van Aert on his wheel, and they're hopefully going to get back to the peloton here. I wonder what the issue was. I think it was a chain. I think his chain came off. He was pedaling like there was no tension in the pedal, so I don't know if it was the chain did come off or not, but everything seems fine now. Weaving in and out of the cars, is that an issue for a UAE rider? Don't know what rider, but all the cars are everywhere at the moment. Another issue for a Quick-Step rider. They're all flitting. What is going on here? Another issue for an Uno X rider. They're all dropping back. So how long until the next one now? They're literally just about to start the next one here. Sector 27, as Decathlon seem to be leading them onto it, as well as UAE who are still there, but Decathlon with 4 riders at the front. UAE trying to quicken up the pace here with Milano at the front, trying to put some pressure on as Tadej Pogačar moves out of the wheel of the UAE riders and straight to the side off the cobble road. Mathieu van der Poel straight into his wheel, not letting him out of his sights. Wout van Aert now starts this cobble sector here. 3-star cobble sector, 3 kilometers long, sector 27. But Wout van Aert here is, if you are just joining, Wout van Aert has dropped off the back of the peloton. I think it was a mechanical issue with his chain, but he's currently behind the blue Shimano car with the red, I think it's the director car in front. Yeah, I think it is. And then the back of the peloton, so he is making it back onto the peloton here. Mads Pedersen also dropped off the back with a mechanical, but he's back in the peloton now. So there's 2 of the main 4 that have had an issue. It is only Tadej Pogačar and Mathieu van der Poel left, but hopefully neither of them have an issue. Get the bad luck out of the way early, right? Yeah, shake it off early. So 2.1 kilometers left off sector 27. Milano's still at the front here, doing a good job for UAE. Vermeersch in second wheel. Tadej Pogačar on the right-hand side of the road, just in the dirt, not on the cobble. Well, I suppose he is. Yeah, he's still on the cobble, but he's on the far right-hand side of the road. Mathieu van der Poel in his wheel. Round this bend, hopefully no crashes. UAE, all 3 UAE riders take the corner wide, and I think it was Mathieu van der Poel. It was one of the opposite riders. He took it short. But there seem to be no issues going around this corner. They've just got the camera on it here as everyone is going around. Yeah, no issues on that corner. So we've got 145.9 kilometers left, 1.6 kilometers to go on sector 27. Was that? Oh, I thought they were cutting the camera back there, so I thought someone had crashed. Who is that for Quickstep? 36 dropping off the back. 36? Wait, hold on, what? No, sorry, Arnaud, I don't know who that Quickstep rider was, but Arnaud Delis for Lotto Intermarché has dropped off the back of the peloton, and I don't think it is a mechanical. It's 76. So it's not Jasper Stuyven 74. And yeah, I agree, UAE aren't messing about. Milano here is putting in a massive shift at the front. And he is not letting up either. He is putting the pressure on and letting everyone drop and try and keep up with him. But Wout van Aert isn't near the front yet. He has made it back onto the peloton, but he isn't. Haven't seen him near the front. I haven't seen Mads Pedersen either. The last time I seen him was he was in the middle of the peloton. I don't know if he's moved up yet, but Tadej Pogačar is comfortably in third wheel and has been for the majority of the past. How long have I been live? I would say the last 15 minutes he's been sat about third wheel. Mathieu van der Poel, obviously, as usual, not letting him out of his sight. 400 metres left to go of sector 27, and then it is straight on the sector 26 that is a 3-star difficulty rating, and is 800 metres long. Love the channel, bro. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Just whilst that's been said, 53 people in here. If you do enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like on the video as well as subscribe. I've been live for the majority, or I say if not all, the World Tour races this year. I'm going to be live for Amstel, Flèche and Liège. Amstel next week, and then Flèche and Liège the week after. So don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date. But yes, appreciate it. Does one thing Tadej win make me a bad person? Does one thing Tadej make me a bad person? No, it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes me a bad person because I don't want him to win. I would rather see him not win, to be honest with you, but is Pogačar not 20 minutes ahead already? Not yet. We're waiting for the first Tadej Pogačar attack, so let's hope it isn't 20 minutes up the road. Is my camera still not focused? Why is it not focused? I don't know why. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. But showing the back of the peloton here, there is a rider from AF Education. Who was it? Let me see if I can find it. I can't remember the number. Alistair Mackelcar of AF Education, they were just showing they're dropping off the back, but they are in sector 26 now. 3 UAE riders at the front with Tadej Pogačar sat in fourth wheel, so he's got 3 teammates now working for him. So it's all my other faults that make me a bad person. 42 kilometers here on sector 26. The speed of them over these cobbles. Who is Milano again out of the saddle here? Attack. What Milano is doing unreal here for UAE. This is the commentators have just said there as well. This is the cobble climb, one of the cobble climbs in it. So UAE are gonna try and put a lot of pressure on here. See if anyone can drop. See if anyone can keep up with the pace. It is now dropped from 40 kilometers an hour to 30 kilometers an hour because of that cobble hill. But can I see Wout van Aert anywhere? I don't see the helmet. I see him now. He is a decent bit back. I'd say he's about halfway. He's trying to move up, but he's still about halfway down. Alpecin now have 4 riders at the front. Who is that for Quickstep? 72. That is Yves Lampert of Quickstep. He is dropping off the back. He's either dropped off the back or he's had a mechanical trying to get back on, but he is weaving in and out between the cars. 142.5 kilometers to go. So, what are we looking at now? Florian Vermeersch now moves to the front. Milano seems to be done. His body's shaking all over the bike. He's sat in second wheel. Tadej Pogačar still in third. I think Van der Poel is sat in fifth wheel. Yes, he's in fifth wheel. Is Mads Pedersen anywhere? There is a little Trek rider that is, and they cut their replay. I was going to say why they cut their replay, but I can understand why that replay looks sick. So it does. Right, well, so just doing that replay, let me have a look at the poll. So the poll as it stands, 54% think Tadej Pogačar is going to win it. 40% are going with Mathieu van der Poel. 6% with Wout van Aert. And still 0% for other. So I'm the only person here that thinks Mads Pedersen is going to win it. Great. To be honest, I said earlier that I don't want Tadej Pogačar to win it. As long as it's a good race, I don't care. If Tadej Pogačar attacks with about 60 or 100 kilometers to go and goes solo, I mean, that's not the best. But if you get, I mean, dream scenario is of all four of them going to the velodrome and have a sprint. I think I might go into cardiac arrest. But as long as it's a good race, I don't care who wins it. Who I would like to win it is Mads Pedersen, but bring on Wout victory. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying Wout is going to get the win, and he has been looking good. Obviously, he obviously couldn't keep up on the hills of the Flanders, but we could see a different story here at Roubaix. Still yet to win this race as well, so could today be the day? So there's 5 UAE riders at the front now. Niels Pollitt joins the UAE squad at the front. So Tadej Pogačar is getting all his teammates here at the front of the race. That dream victory is dream scenario is a victory for Dan Hula. I suppose one can dream. Are they going to do an ad break? I don't cut down it. They're doing 57 kilometers an hour at the moment. I thought they were going to do an ad break, but the commentary just seems to have stopped. Ghana is now on the left-hand side of the road. He has got a teammate for Ineos. There's a big split in the peloton here. Some riders trying to close it down now, but who is caught in the split? Anyone? Lucas Kubiš is caught in the split. This that isn't good for the Rockets, but there is a very, very big split, and you can't, in the helicopter shot, you can't even see the first part of the peloton up the road, but you can now, the camera's pan to it, but the split is massive, and the only rider I know that is in it is Kubiš. PCS says Kubiš has a flat tire. I didn't actually get a look at his tire there when I did see it, but I will wait for updates to see who is also in this group at the back. But UAE here are not letting up with the pace at the front of this race. They are going ham. Yeah, it is a puncture for Lucas Kubiš as he pulls to the side of the road for a bike change. That hopefully they've still got a few teammates in the front part of the peloton. Did Wout make it? I'm still waiting to see who is in the only rider I know in this back group is Lucas Kubiš. They've got a camera here on the back of this back group. There's a rider from Bora. There's another rider. Can I see? I'm looking out for his helmet. Who's that rider from Red Bull? 97. Mick Van Dijk didn't make it. Ineos 3. Schmidt from Ineos didn't make it. But I can't. They don't have it at the front. They are trying to bring it back. Who's that? Arts from Intermarché. But look at that. UAE are not letting up here. They have 4 teammates, and then they've got Tadej Pogačar who makes it 5. But the pace here UAE are setting is mental. The Alpecin team are just on his wheel. The Alpecin team are just on the wheel of Tadej Pogačar. I think there's 3 or 4 of them maybe. I see Mads Pedersen now. He has made his way back up to the front, as well as Jonathan Milan, who's leading him out. Vasek is there as well for Mads Pedersen. Can I see Wout van Aert in the back? You always just look out for the helmet. I think that was Laporte there towards the back. But the camera isn't high enough to see over the front of the group. Right, here we go. I see one rider for Visma currently sat on the back of the Alpecin lead out. Right, so there's 4 other Visma riders at the back of that group. I hope one of them is Van Aert. I couldn't see the helmets, but we will see. Did Wout make it? See. Is that an attack off the front by someone from? Is this the group chasing? Yeah, it is the group chasing. So let me. 24, 64. No, what? There's no. Is it? Right, hold up. 24, 64. 24. Soderqvist is in it, 64. Connor Swift is in it. We know about Mick van Dijk. There was a rider from, I think it was Dool, from, I think I seen 4 on the back of the Visma rider. I thought they were showing a helicopter view of the peloton, so I never even, there's quite a few. Who's that? Tim van Dijk is in it as well. 14 and 13. Rui Oliveira and Milano are also in it. Is that I think it is. I think it is the group at the back. The thing at the top of the screen lit up red like when it was shown. Right. Ezra, which of the top 10 youngest riders finished as the highest? Oh. Put me on the spot here. Let me have a look. You've given me the names, but I will... Right, so here we go. 137 kilometers to go. We've 75 people in here with 130 kilometers to go. Jeez. I think for the which top 10 youngest rider to finish the highest, I think automatically you go for Matthew Brennan. But, I mean, in a race like this, anything can happen. Ezrin for Bahrain could do it as well. Yep, UAE have been pushing here for the past 5-10 kilometers and they haven't been letting up. They started off with 2 teammates at the front, which was Milano and Vermeersch. Look at the size of this front group. With 136 kilometers left, the size of this front group. Wout van Aert is there, so he has a CS helmet now. But UAE are they're tearing this race to shreds. I think let me see. Dylan van Barle's there. There's 3 riders for Quick Step, but Dylan van Barle is sitting at the back of the wee lead out they've got going. There are 5 UAE riders. Tadej Pogacar is sat in the middle of them. See Mathieu van der Poel, who's on the back of this UAE lead out or train or whatever way you want to put it. Where is Mads Pedersen? I see Milan and Vasek, but I don't see Pedersen on the wheel. I see him now. He's in the middle of the group. So he's not on the wheel of his teammates yet, but he is currently in the middle. So looking face on at the peloton, on the far right, we've got UAE. Just to the left of them is Decathlon and Quickstep. The middle of the road is being taken up by Total Energies, and the far left-hand side of the road is being taken up by 2 Tudor riders, 3 Ineos riders, and a Stana rider, but it is a bit of a mix. But the main teams that have been grouped together are UAE, Decathlon, Quickstep, and Total Energies. As look at every UAE rider that goes to the front, some shoulder barging there from the UAE rider to the Decathlon rider, but the UAE riders are just getting out of the saddle and ripping it up. Like this is 76 kilometers an hour they're doing. Never mind, it went from 76, oh right, because it was a corner, so they're on to sector 25. It is a 2-star difficulty rating. So it is. As UAE lead them straight out onto it. Tadej Pogacar sat in second wheel. There's a rider from Uno X there as well. Where is Mathieu van der Poel? He is sat on the wheel of Vasek, it seems, maybe about 7 or 8 riders down. Ghana is now at the back of the front group of I'm calling it the peloton now. So Ghana is now at the back. I had him to finish in 3rd, so I did. But Ghana is struggling at the back. Afternoon, Shelley. All the illegal streams have been taken down by TNT. What was the max viewing on one of them? I seen it earlier and I think I seen one at about 10,000. This is like way on earlier. There's about 200 kilometers to go. $9,000, jeez. So Van Aert here is trying to move up in the peloton. He's currently sat about middle off the field. Ghana is straight. He's the last rider in the peloton here. The peloton has split in 2, but I'm calling the first part of the peloton the peloton. But he's no longer the last rider. He moves up to second last rider. I don't know if there was an issue or what, but he's moving back up now, so I don't know. The last was a French guy. But 133, I've still got this at 150k. I need to change this. So we've got 133.1 kilometers to go. Morgado of UAE is now at the front of the peloton, doing the work with Tadej Pogačar in second wheel. They've just finished that sector 25, the 2-star difficulty rating. But it's looking good. All the favourites are still there as Morgado gets out of the saddle and puts in another attack at the front, or acceleration, or whatever way you want to put it. But he's out of the saddle, putting the pressure on as Niels Pollitt now moves to the front. Now, if you want, that is probably the last rider you would want at the front that's the last rider you would like to see at the front if you were someone on a different team to put pressure on. You would hate to see Niels Pollitt at the front doing this. Never mind, Niels Pollitt moves off the front now. But I see Wout van Aert, he has now moved onto the right-hand side of the road. He is moving up the peloton now. He is sat on Van der Poel's wheel, who is currently on... Van der Poel's currently sat 6th wheel. Wout van Aert is just behind him. So he is. So we've got the main guys at the front again. The Poggy crew is dropping the hammer. How big is the peloton? The peloton is looking, I'd say, about 40 riders, it looks like. Maybe a bit more, 40 to 50 riders, it looks at. And yeah, the UAE squad are dropping the hammer. They've got the camera now on the back of the back of the race again. So this is the second part of the peloton, which is 35 seconds down. I actually forgot to mention the time gap between them. So the Rockets are pulling here at the front. Lucas Kubish is currently sat about 8th wheel, I think. So the UAE Rockets, jeez. The Unibet Rockets have 2 teammates with Lucas Kubish. There's 2 Red Bull riders, there's 3 Uno X riders, there's 3 Team Flanders riders. I see a little Trek rider in there as well. I see Mikkels off AF Education. There's a rider for Visma. Can't see the numbers, but I think the rider for Visma is Dual. If that's pronounced. Puncture here, who is this? Puncture for Hagenez. Hagenez has a puncture for Team Visma bike. So I don't know if I think he was in the front group. So it looks like he's gone. He'd be lucky to join the second group. They are 37 seconds down. So we will see how that goes. Look at that, showing off you can speak French. So the peloton splits down the middle. Quick Step leading out the left-hand side. UAE obviously leading out the right-hand side. But Hagenez here is about to get caught by the second peloton with UAE, or why do I keep calling them Uno X? I'm obsessed with UAE here because they've been at the front the entirety of the race. But Uno X and the Unibet Rose Rockets are bringing back Hagenez here. Well, Hagenez isn't even trying to. He's setting up to join this group. That isn't something I want to see because he's in my fantasy team. $129.8 kilometers, 34 seconds is the gap between both groups, and UAE look to have sat up just slightly. They've still got 5 teammates. Pogačar sat 4th wheel in his teammates, but Visma moved to the front-ish. Wout van Aert on second wheel. Is that Matthew Brennan leading him out at the front of the race? But the peloton seems to have not sat up, but just found a decent speed to ride at that everyone can ride at, and the UAE aren't putting the pedal down anymore. Is Brennan? Yes, he is. I've just seen him there leading out. Well, I say leading out. He was sitting in front of Wout van Aert. So he was. Is Laporte in the front group? There are 4. Was it 4? or was Hagenez, and it's now down to 3. I think it's 4 riders for Visma in the front group. Here we go. Tibor Del Grosso here, they've got the camera on. He's at the back of the peloton. Who was that? 36, so that is Pietro Matteo is also in the front group for Visma. I'm going to keep an eye out for 36. I'm going to keep an eye out for Christophe Laporte and see if he's still in it. But Tibor Del Grosso seemed to be having some back issues. He sat up off the saddle there to stretch. I don't know if he was just stretching his back or if he is having back issues. But Filippo Ganna as well, still at the back of this of the front part of this peloton. Barry and Victorious, who's that? Borgo, Alessandro Borgo, if anyone is keeping an eye out for him. He's still in the front of the peloton. Del Grosso does that quite often in CX. What, the back thing, or sitting at the back of the peloton? Why is my camera not focusing? I'm not liking this. 68 people in here, jeez. Another stream that must have got shut down. But at the front of the race right now, we've got 3 teams. Decathlon on the left. We're on a narrow road now, about to go into the next cobble sector. But we had Decathlon on the left, Visma dead centre with Brennan and Wout van Aert. And then on the right-hand side, I'm sure you could guess it was UAE. As Alpecin are now moving up on the left-hand side of this road, just on the left-hand side of Decathlon, as they now hit sector 24. With UAE moving to the front here, looking to put the pedal down again. I see Beniam Girmay there in the back as well. So Beniam Girmay still in this front group. Vasek on the wheel of the UAE riders. I think that is Christophe. I think I see Christophe Laporte on the far right-hand side of the road here. It looks like him. 40 kilometers. Oh, it's Bjerg from UAE at the front now, taking his turn. Jasper Philipsen and Jonathan Milan are both still there. Beniam Girmay is still there, just showing a helicopter shot with the tags off the side of them to show what rider's which. But Jasper Philipsen, Jonathan Milan and Beniam Girmay, 3 sprinters, are still in this front peloton. 44 kilometers. 700 meters to go off this cobble sector. 127.2 kilometers left to go off the race. Rider from UAE, looks like they're about to lose their first rider, Morgado. So it looks like they're going to be going down to 4, as Morgado is the last rider in the peloton. Ghana is currently sat 3rd rider in the peloton. No, it's not. That's not. Is that Ghana? I don't think it was 63. Schmidt, no, he's in the back of the other group. So I don't know if that was Ghana or not. But he was the rider in front of him. I just sat in my remote control and sent the TV to its home page. Happens to the best of us. Easily done. So that is then finished sector 24. Yes, that's who it was. It was the number 1 for Tudor. Marco Haller for Tudor. He's sat at the back of this peloton as well. So it is Ghana that's currently sat 3rd. I thought it said 63. It's 61. Is that... Let me check. Where's Uno X? Why is Uno X like not on the... There it is there. Jonas Abrahamsen is also in this group. I just wanted to make sure he was wearing the number 1 for Uno X, because I did see him drop off the back of the peloton at the start of the race a few times, so didn't know if he'd made the front peloton or not, but it is good to see him in the front group. So they've got the camera now on the second part of the peloton with Uno X doing the work at the front. There's also 3 Red Bull riders trying to get on as well. I see Kubish is still at the front of this group as well. But it's sitting 30 seconds, in between 30-35 seconds. It has been at since the gap went out that long. But will they bring it back? That is the question. Now hold up. PCS is saying Abrahamsen has dropped off the back into the second part of the peloton. But I swear I seen number 1 in front of Ghana. Unless it was 7. So they've got the speeds up. The front of the race is doing 55 to 60 kilometers an hour. And the second part of the peloton is doing 60 to 65 kilometers an hour. The speeds here... Just showing the front of the race again, and just an update. UE still at the front. Pogacar sat in 3rd wheel. Vasek is in 5th wheel. Benim Girmay just moves into 5th wheel now. No, it's not. That was his teammate. Benim Girmay is on the wheel of his teammate, so I guess that makes him 6th wheel. Mads Pedersen and Jonathan Milan moving up towards the front now. Alpecin as well, still on the right-hand side of the road, on the wheel of Vasek, who's on the wheel of UAE. Red Bull are moving up on the left-hand side of the road. So our Quick Step. Let me see. Who is... stupid question, but who is... But the Decathlon have a pretty strong team. I like your rolling banner. Thank you very much. The thing along the bottom is all the cobble sectors. So if you are interested, they are. We've completed what we're about to hit 23. So we've completed 30 to 24. So from 23 onward is what is left to do. We have still three 5-star cobble sectors remaining. But appreciate it, Shelly. Oh, right, so who's this with Ghana? 66, and who's in front of him? I just got a glimpse, but didn't get 66 and 65. So Ghana still has 2 teammates with him, and who are they? Ben Turner and Josh Tarling. And I mean, out of that Ineos team, if you wanted 2 teammates with you, I think they would be the 2 you would want. Crash in the back of the peloton. 2 Ineos riders down. As soon as, why did I say that? Both the teammates are down. Josh Tarling and Ben Turner both crash. There was another rider as well. I think Astana, a rider from Astana, goes down. Why did I mention them 2 teammates? How can you see the video live? I'm not 100% sure. You may just have to keep looking about for it on YouTube or elsewhere. Famous last words. Like, if you want 2 teammates riding with you, it's Josh Tarling and Ben Turner, and they both hit the deck. Being an ASO race, generally, I think the direction of the TV race is much improved. There's another technical for a picnic post rider. I don't know where he is or what part of the race he was in before that, but the camera just showed it there. They have 700 meters left to go of sector 23, and Ghana, who was at the back of the peloton, has who had 2 teammates with him, now has no teammates with him. As Ben Turner here is trying to get onto the back of the peloton. I highly doubt it with the speed that UAE are keeping up here, but in the blink of an eye, Ghana has just lost both of his teammates and he's left on his own. We've got Niels Pollitt now up the middle of the cobbles, leading out UAE with Vermeer, obviously the only UAE rider on the left-hand side of the road. Tadej Pogačar, is he sat in 3rd wheel still? Yeah, he is. Tadej Pogačar in 3rd wheel. Ghana has now moved up. Ghana's now sitting in the middle of the peloton. Pardon me. Let me have a quick look at the poll here before they... 56% think Pogačar, 38% are going Van de Poel, 6% will vote Van Aert. We've got 1% for other. 1% think someone else is going to win it. I'm with you, whoever that is. There was the Irish flag being shown there. Is there... Am I actually being stupid? Is there any... I'm just checking if there is... I don't think there is any Irish riders riding it this year. Ryan Mullen's riding it. And that's it. Ryan Mullen's the only Irish rider. Oh no, sorry, Dylan Corkery as well for Picnic Post. He's also riding. So we've got 2. Oh, so the finished sector 23. Hello, Johnny. We all good? John, final K. This is the hardest race to call. All the chaos, roll on the helicopter, the roll of the helicopter and such. It is. There is quite a lot of chaos going on, and there is still 120 kilometers left to go. So they're just showing a replay here of the Ineos crash. So if you are just joining, Ghana had been. Oh, that didn't look good. That didn't look good, that crash for the Picnic Post rider. But like I was saying, Ghana was sitting at the back of the peloton. Both his teammates came to join him. And as soon as I mentioned what teammates they were, both of them crashed. So it was Ben Turner and Josh Tarling. So Ghana is left on his own. UAE are at the front of the race and have been at the front of the race now for the past, I'd say, 40-50 minutes. They had 5 teammates, now they're down to 4, but 2 of which are leading Tadej Pogačar, as he is currently sat in third wheel and has been sat in third wheel for, seems like, the start of the race. Well, third wheel since the start of the cobbles. Wout van Aert sat in the middle of the... is it the middle? Towards the front, middle to front. Who is that? I can't remember what... 66. Ben Turner looks like he is making it back onto the peloton here as they move on to sector 22. 3-star difficulty rating, 2.5 kilometers long, and Ben Turner has made it back onto the peloton, so Ghana now has a teammate with him. The crash from the picnic post rider, that was Pavel Bittner, so hopefully he is all good, because that crash did look a bit hectic. Went to the side of the road and went over the barrier. Pogačar with an issue. Pogačar pulls to the right hand side of the road. Technical issue for Tadej Pogačar. Holy shit. Apologies for the language. I just didn't expect it. Tadej Pogačar lifts his bike off the ground, spins the wheel. I think, what is it? He's left his bike at the side of the road. He's sitting waiting on the car. Oh no. Shimano car stops, lifts the bike off. Tadej Pogačar gets on the blue Shimano bike. I don't know if that is it's a bike, get on it and race, but Tadej Pogačar he's back on a bike. It's not his bike. It's one of them Shimano bikes that everyone doesn't like. But there's the second part of the peloton, which Tadej Pogačar is going to be in. What is 119 kilometers to go now? I'm expecting him to get back on. There is now a standstill in the second part of the peloton because of that Shimano car. So it is... what is going on? What is going on here? There's 2 cars parked in the middle of the cobbles, and the guys can't even get through. So that has just stopped the second part of the peloton potentially rejoining the first part. But UAE have completely disappeared from the front of the race. Apart from Vermeer, she just has to stay in a good position. But Alpecin now moved to the front. That is, Tadej Pogačar is on the cobbles in Paris Roubaix on a neutral service bike. Like what? Mikkels from EF Education is on the wheel of Tadej Pogačar, sorry. But we're going to wait for time gaps. There is now 19 and a half kilometers. Jeez, 119.5 kilometers to go. I'll change it to 120. It just doesn't. He doesn't look comfortable on the bike. Alpecin are at the front of the race now. They have 2 riders as well as a Visma rider is there. I think it's Matthew Brennan. Shimano must be excited. I'm sure they're buzzing. The amount of photos Shimano will be putting up on Instagram with Tadej Pogačar on their bike. Tadej will have to change bikes after 2. Yep, he's going to have to. Dylan van Baarle as well with an issue. He moves to the side of the road. But Tadej Pogačar is going to have to stop again and do another bike change, providing the car, I don't even know where his car is going to be. But Tadej Pogačar is in a group here with 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 other riders. There's a rider from Ineos, 2 from Quickstep, EF Education, Visma, Groupama, Decathlon, as Tadej Pogačar is looking over his shoulder. Please don't tell me there's another issue. Whereas Wout is still in the front group. He's not near the front. He's sat in about I'd say about 12, 15 riders down. Alpecin at the front of the race on the radio, wanting updates to see what's going to happen. But Alpecin are taking advantage of this at the front. But I don't. It's all picking up now. 120 kilometers out. Still 3 hours to go, and Tadej Pogačar. So 3 hours to go. We've had Mads Pedersen have a puncture. Wout van Aert dropped the chain, and now it's Tadej Pogačar. So fingers crossed. Van der Poel doesn't have an issue, but 3 out of the 4 have all had an issue early on. And let's hope that. Tadej Pogačar with a hand in the air. Has he got another issue with this bike, or is he just letting? I'm sure he could just let them know on the radio, but yeah, he's on the radio now. He's in the group with Lucas Kubish here. That rider for Visma in the group with Tadej Pogačar is Hagenez. Yeah, all eyes will be on Tadej Pogačar now, trying to get onto the back of the peloton with Alpecin still at the front as well as Visma, taking as much advantage as possible. It was a flat tyre for Dylan van Baarle, so it was. Just in case anyone was curious. But 117.3 kilometers to go there now on sector, I think it's 21 now. Let me update. Yeah, sector 21, 3-star cobble sector, 1.6 kilometers long. And then I think after that, there's a 10 kilometer break until the next one. So this is the last cobble sector. Right, hold up. Who's this? Sylvain Dilly at the side of the road getting a mechanical change. But they've got the group here with Tadej Pogačar. He's at the back of the group, but 2 riders from Lotto Intermarché. There was 2 riders from the Unibet Rouge Rockets, including Kubish, but it looks like the rest of that second part of the peloton is going to rejoin this Tadej Pogačar group. But Tadej Pogačar is on his own. He has no teammates. I wonder if there's a teammate, or there was a teammate. He's still on the neutral service bike. He keeps looking over his shoulders his shoulder to see where his car is, but he's still going to have to stop off again. So he's going to lose even more time here. There's the UAE car now. It doesn't even care. They don't care about the other riders. It looks like they're running them over to try and get up the Tadej Pogačar. They don't have a care about anyone else. That it wouldn't have surprised me if they ran a couple riders over there. But it did look tight as they were coming up the left-hand side on the cobbles. Yeah. It is. There they are. They pull up on the left-hand side. Tadej Pogačar is now... They're in the middle of the group. What are they doing? They're on the cobbles. I agree. But I agree. If it was anyone else, they would have been pulled on it. Now, UAE seem to be... What is going on? A lot of confusion here for the race as Tadej Pogačar now stops at the side of the road after the cobble sector. UAE car straight behind, bike straight off. Pardon me. Tadej Pogačar is on the bike. Oh, Tadej Pogačar shouting at the cameras, telling them to get out of the road. He is rattled. Tadej Pogačar has been rattled. Oh dear. But yeah, that the car doing that was Carmageddon. When I first I actually thought they drove up. I thought they just drove over everyone. Like the Shimano car should not even have stopped on the... Yeah, there was 2 cars. I don't even know why the second car stopped. There was a car that didn't even have any bikes on. I don't even know who was in it. But it was just a random car just stopped after the Shimano instead of going past and left a small gap for every other cyclist to get through. Instead of both pulling over on the same side, one pulls on the right and then another one about 3 meters up the road pulls up on the left. He seems to be panicking a bit. He doesn't seem too happy. He's a minute down, 55 seconds down. He's going to need to make it back up here on the flats here before the next cobble sector. At least Poggy got lucky with that. The second car was blocked by the other one. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because it pulled on the left-hand side and then Tadej Pogačar was on the right, so yeah, I suppose. So who is this? Is this... There's 2 UAE riders at the back of the peloton. They're looking at each other and they don't even know what's going on. Who is it? 2 Bjerg and Niels Pollitt. Niels Pollitt sits up. Bjerg stays. Oh, Bjerg is now sitting up as well. They're both looking at each other there, throwing the hands up as if to say, what are we doing? Wout van Aert doesn't seem too too worried bad as he stops at the side of the road to go to the toilet. But adrenaline will fuel him, or maybe he spent too many bullets. If anyone could come back, it's... Yeah, I know. I mean, it makes it more exciting because Tadej Pogačar is now at a minute disadvantage, so we could see an even playing field here, but Come on, time for Visma and Alpecin to go scorched earth on Taddy. I know they're both at the front of the peloton here, so I am hoping that they do put the foot down like UAE have. But Tadej Pogačar does have a teammate with him. Who is it? Who is that? Is that Rui Oliveira? It's either I can't tell. Whoever it is, he's got a mustache, but I'm not actually sure which teammate it is. But Tadej Pogačar is now about to rejoin the second peloton. 45 seconds down now. Currently 113 kilometers to go. And if you are just joining, Tadej Pogačar did have a puncture. Had to go on a neutral service bike off Shimano, and he has only just recently changed back to his usual bike. So Tadej Pogačar rejoins the second part of the peloton, flies straight up past him, and him and his teammate move straight to the front. Wout isn't behind. He's in the front of the group, so he's in the front of the group. He was just at the back of the front part of the peloton where Niels Pollitt and Bjerg both dropped off. But the rider for Visma that is in the group with Tadej Pogačar is Hagenes, who also had a mechanical issue. Who is the two riders for Little Trek? There's two riders for Little Trek on the wheel of Tadej Pogačar. I think one of them is Jonathan Milan. I think I seen 22. I'm not 100%, but I think Jonathan Milan is one of the riders. But here they're just showing it again. The motorbike, look at the guy trying to get the photos straight off the bike, sprinting down with a camera in his hand. I mean, fair play to you. You got to do your job, but it's just Arnaud Delis. Arnaud Delis in the Tadej Pogačar group as well. They're showing him changing the bike. So he changes the bike in the water bottles, like the water bottle feed zone. And there's obviously going to be people about, but he was screaming at someone to get out of the way. I don't know if it was a photographer, the motorbike, or someone holding the bottle, but he wasn't happy nonetheless. As Niels Pollitt and Bjerg now join the Tadej Pogačar group, so he has got three teammates with him, 37 seconds down. They will be hoping to rejoin this peloton here before the next cobble sector. Apologies, I just hit the mic, but we will have a look here. How long until the next cobble sector? 6 kilometers. 6 kilometers to go until the next one. So it is. But two riders for Little Trek in that group. I think half of the Unibet Rose Rockets are in that as well. I think there's maybe three or four riders in it. Christophe Laporte is still in the front part of the peloton for someone who was asking earlier. It is him. He is in he's in front of Wout van Aert. But Alpecin here have their entire team, or what's left of it, at the front. I think there's four of them. Wout van Aert. Mathieu van der Poel is sat third wheel in the group with his team. No, sorry, there's 5 Alpecin riders. He's currently sat in fourth wheel, but there is a rider for Visma leading them out. Advice required. I awoke 4 hours ago, about to make breakfast. At what time will it be acceptable to begin day drinking? Currently 8 a.m. Do you know what? I'm not going to comment on that. That is totally up to yourself. But I guess it is any time you wish. UAE looking like amateurs, bringing him back. Depends on the day. If it's Ronde 5 a.m, if it's Roubaix 10. How long are you? How long are you planning to drink? Is it an all day thing, or because you need to weigh up the options? Yes, it is. It's noon somewhere. Look, it's 1 o'clock here, like, so. Go for it. But back to the race. They were showing the Tadej Pogačar group, who's obviously got his 3 teammates in front of him. The camera is still on them. The gap is 27 seconds now, according to the TV. There's 109.7 kilometers to go. Oh, some shoulder barge in there between Little and Bahrain. Florian Vermeersch obviously still in the front group. He could potentially win the thing if there are any more issues for UAE, and he is able to go into the favourites group once they do all start to break apart. He could potentially win it. About now you're taking Shelley's recommendation. So Florian Vermeersch is sat second last rider in the front of this peloton. So I wonder if they're going to get him to sit. He's only 23 seconds down. They're going to bring him back. But I don't know why Vermeersch is sat at obviously he doesn't want to pull at the front, like, but you would want to be in a better position, no? I'm sticking to coffee or I'll be asleep. 24 bottles of Heineken to share between two. That'll be done in no time. As much as I despise UAE, I would love to see Vermeersch get his own chance. Yeah, with the season he's had on the cobbles so far, 100%. If he does get a fair chance at it, I agree. They're just showing a bike change here between two Uno X riders. Let's have a look at that. Number 5 gives his bike to number 7. So Warrenskold gives his bike to... No, sorry. Eric Ressel gives his bike to Warrenskold. That happened earlier on one of the cobble sectors. It's just showing Warrenskold here at the back of the peloton now. But Florian Vermeersch seems to have moved up a bit here. Benjamin Girmay as well, still in it. I think Jonathan Milan has dropped. But front of the peloton now, Alpecin on the far left-hand side with Visma with about 3 riders. Wout van Aert isn't one of them. Where is Wout van Aert? He's on the wheel, sorry. He's on the wheel of them 3 riders. And then Decathlon as well with 4 riders. But Alpecin are doing the main lead. Now, you can see in the distance the Tadej Pogacar group. They're 20 seconds down. I just caught a glimpse of them there off the back of one of the cars. But they are given a helicopter view now. And yeah, they're obviously going to bring it back. But the gap is a lot shorter now. And they should bring it back before the next cobble sector. 150 kilometers have been done already. 107.1 kilometers left to go. If I was sponsored, I would drink too, but I have better options available. Yeah, it's sitting about 20 seconds, so it is. 19 seconds now. But Ghana has 2 teammates again, so I wonder if Ben Turner, one of them definitely made it back on. Number 60, I can't remember their names. Ben Turner made it on, so it looks like Joshua Tarling also made it back on. As Ineos are moving to the front, trying to get Ghana in a good position before this next cobble sector. Obviously, for the majority, or for the past 20 kilometers, he has been at the back of the peloton, so it looks like they're trying to get him into a better position now. At the front of the race now is Q36.5. Alpecin, I don't know what happened to Alpecin there. But Alpecin have completely broke off the front. They must realise that Tadej Pogacar is going to catch him, and they don't want to lose too many riders. But round a roundabout here, no issue. Well, I say round a roundabout, it was straight through a roundabout, no issues. But, sorry, that's the second group that was doing the roundabout. Apologies. But no issues for them nonetheless. You don't think he's making it to the group before the Wallers? We will see here, because the gap, 18 seconds. Now, the next cobble sector is the Wallers. It is 2.5 kilometers long and has a difficulty rating of 4 stars. Tadej Pogacar taking a gel there, I think. Hagenez is still in this group as well. 2 little trek riders. Kubish is still there as well. Hopefully, when they do get back, Kubish is able to stay on. He did have a mechanical as well. I've seen a few people saying Kubish will get a top 10. But hopefully he hasn't lost too much energy trying to bring back the front of the race. Get those big old Ineos rider boys at the front. Here they are massive, like the 3 of them. They are indeed. Ineos really want Pippa to win. Yeah, I think if Filippo Ganna went on to win this, especially seeing Dwarsdorp was his first ever one-day one day win race, like his first ever one day race win. Sorry, I got that mixed up. But there they are, onto the Wallers. 4-star difficulty rating, 2.5 kilometers long. But yes, it's if Filippo Ganna won it, I predicted him to finish third. My top three was Pedersen first, Van der Poel second, and Filippo Ganna in third. That was my top three. But under the Wallers, a rider from Red Bull is at the front on the Florian Vermeersch near crashed. Oh, Vermeersch, foot out of the pedal. He got caught in like some pothole ditch at the side of the road on the dirt off the cobble. But he's lucky he didn't go over there. He bounced off the bike. His foot came on clip, but he was able to stay on the bike. Tadej Pogačar now is at the front of the second part of the peloton. He is trying his best to bring it back here. They've got rid of the time gap, so I don't exactly know. PCS says 20 seconds the last time it was out, but I'm going to wait for a confirmation on the live feed. But Tadej Pogačar is at the front trying to bring them back. There's a rider from Visma who's dropped off the back of the front part of the peloton. I wonder who that is. But the front of the peloton is also splitting. There are riders dropping off the back with Alpecin at the front setting the pace. Wout van Aert is about 6th or 7th wheel. Go round the corner, no issues please. Round the bend. Van der Poel's at the front. Van der Poel looks to be attacking here. 103.7 kilometers to go, and Van der Poel is at the front of the peloton, putting in an acceleration. With another rider of Alpecin at the front, hopefully he'll be looking for him to slow up so a gap is created. But there is a gap being created. Tadej Pogačar still at the front part of the second peloton, or the front of the race at the second peloton, as he goes round the corner that Van der Poel did attack on. 1.2 kilometers left on the Wallers, as Van der Poel isn't clear yet. He's got a teammate chasing him. I don't know if the teammate's going with him or if the peloton is still on the back, but Van der Poel is attacking. Wout van Aert is still there. Who is that? Number 7 for Alpecin is Seneschal. He drops off the back. But Van der Poel's attack doesn't seem to be looking too effective, as a rider from Red Bull has moved straight to his wheel. Looks like, I don't know if Van der Poel was doing that to try and break away or to try and put the pressure on Tadej Pogačar, but if it was to try and break away, he didn't succeed. 17 seconds now is the gap. Tadej Pogačar now passes Seneschal of Alpecin. He has got a rider from Little Trek on his wheel. I should have actually got his the number on his back. What have I missed? Van der Poel wants a beer too. But Van der Poel is leading them out here. Wout van Aert sat in second wheel. Where is Mads Pedersen? Is Mads Pedersen there? That is the question. Who's that for Little Trek? 27. He's been on the wheel of Tadej Pogačar for quite some time here. It is Max Walscheid. He had a mechanical at the start of the day, so he did. And he wasn't too happy with it, as well, as he let out a massive scream when he was getting his tyre changed. But yes, Mads Pedersen is in third wheel. Wout van Aert in fourth wheel. Who is that for Red Bull? I think it looks a bit like Lawrence Piffy. It's either... It's not one of the Van Dijk brothers, because they were in the peloton at the back. So it could be Gianni Vermeersch as well, but for some reason it looks like Pithy to me. Russia, Belgium, okay, best beers. You put one aside for him. So Johnny, you said it's Pithy as well. I thought it looked like Pithy. Arnaud Delis yet again dropping off the back of whatever group he was a part of, but as Wout van Aert is now at the front of the peloton here. I think there's a bit of a gap as well to... The Arenberg is up next. Oh, here we go. It's obviously, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, as there is about 5 or 6 kilometers till the Arenberg, but it is up next. Delete your hope there. Sadly, Belgium is a bit of a walk from my location. No, I think it's a possible walk if you can walk on water. But yeah, Delete doesn't seem to be having the best of seasons at the moment. So he doesn't. He seems to be dropping off. Well, sorry, I take that back. He got 4th in Gent-Wevelgem. But yeah, and all the other ones, he didn't finish Dwars Door, and he had that mechanical in the Grand Prix de Denon. So, but yeah, Paris Roubaix dropped out the back. Tadej Pogačar still at the front of this group, trying to bring them back. 75. It is. Hagenez is still with him. Hagenez is sat in 5th wheel in the Tadej Pogacar group. There's 2 Groupama riders. A rider from Red Bull, number 6. Tim Van Dijk is there. A rider from Quickstep is in... Quickstep Q36 is in 3rd. But Vasek now moves to the front. Now, this is what you want. Vasek is now leading Mads Pedersen here at the front of the race. Wout van Aert, there was a rider from NSN just swerved to the left-hand side of the road. Wout van Aert went with him, but they're now back in the peloton. As Christophe Laporte is now at the front of the race. Why are they all looking at each other? Oh, Tadej Pogacar's going to catch up, that's why. They're all looking at each other here. Ghana's still at the back with his 2 team, well, towards the back of the peloton. But everyone keeps looking over their shoulder to see, I don't know, they're obviously, I don't know what, they're looking over to see where Tadej Pogacar is. Or is that the Tadej Pogacar group? I don't know. They don't have any times up. PCS says 21 seconds, but I don't know if that is confirmed or not. The live coverage hasn't said anything. You have a kayak. I suppose that's possible as well. Mads Mikkelsen will win. I don't think Mads Mikkelsen is in the... I think he was in the group with Tadej Pogacar out the back, but I don't know if he's still with him or if he has dropped off it. But I know he's not in the front of the peloton. So at the front of the race now, Gianni Vermeersch moves to the front. Jonathan Milan is still in the front of the... Sorry, I apologise. I thought he was in the second group. So Jonathan Milan is at the front now. He was at the front for like 1 second as he sat up. But Ineos are moving to the front as well. Group Pogacar. They are 19 seconds down now. You'd lose cell signal on 18 seconds are showing a helicopter shot off the gaps between the 2 groups. I need to update. There is 98.8 kilometers to go. We are flying through this race. So we are. Mads Mikkelsen for 3rd place. I'm still doubtful of that as well. I think oh, sorry, he's in the Tadej Pogacar group. So actually, there you go. You never know. Tadej Pogacar, he's at the very back of the Tadej Pogacar group, who is 11 seconds off the front of the peloton. So here, you never know. We will see. We will see what Mads Mikkelsen can pull off. But yes, the Arenberg is up next. Let me see if I can. We've got about 2 kilometers until the Arenberg. Tadej Pogacar is about a corner away from the back of this group. He's under 10 seconds now, definitely. There's a right. Is that a rider from? Is that Vermeersch dropping off the back just to get onto the front of Pogacar? So it doesn't look like it's going to be Vermeersch's day if he is dropping off the back here to help Tadej Pogacar just close this small gap. Yeah, it is. It's Vermeersch. He drops off. Pogacar hits the wheel, and Vermeersch brings it back. I thought it was going to be more effort than I expected, but yeah, Florian Vermeersch takes Pogacar straight to the front. Everyone else has their eyes off the ball as Tadej Pogacar moves straight to the front of the peloton again. So Pogacar is back in the front of the group, or the front of the race. Ghana is sat in 3rd wheel on his Ineos teammates. I'd say he's about 5th wheel at the front of the peloton. Showing another slow motion here off the cobbles when Mathieu van der Poel decided to attempt to attack. Yeah, the group wasn't riding, and I think I don't know. I think they should have at least tried. He was going to catch up eventually, but they should have at least tried before the Arenberg. But Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert side by side on the wheel of Tadej Pogacar. What is that? The mining site for the Arenberg they're just showing here. I thought it was a prison. It reminded me of one. Yeah, I know. They all just sat up. I'm surprised they all sat up. It's like they were waiting on him to come back, and they just thought, what's the point in trying to ride when he is going to make it back? But we are about to start the Arenberg. 70 people in here, so I'll just do it now. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'll be live for Amstel, Liège and Flèche next week, or the week and the week after. So if you are enjoying this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I'm nearly at 300 subscribers here, so the road to 1,000 is on. But we are just about to hit the Arenberg with Tadej Pogačar at the front. Matthew Brennan leading Wout van Aert at the front as well. Florian Vermeersch leading Tadej Pogačar. And Ghana being led out by Josh Tarling and Ben Turner. Never mind, Ghana has dropped back a bit. So it is just Josh Tarling and Ben Turner. Jonathan Milan now moves to the front with Mathieu van der Poel on his wheel. Where is Mads Pedersen? Mads Pedersen is on the wheel of Mathieu van der Poel, but Wout van Aert seems to be in the best position, sat in second wheel. 96 kilometers to go as they are about to hit. I thought that was it. Never mind. They're just about to hit it now onto the right bend. As a big acceleration at the front with Matthew Brennan as Wout van Aert is now second wheel at the front. Where is Tadej Pogačar? Van der Poel sat in fourth wheel. Wout van Aert sat in second wheel. Tadej Pogačar about 10 riders back potentially. 300 metres to the start of the Arenberg. And this is them now. They're about to start it. The Arenberg 5-star difficulty rating, 2.3 kilometres long. 19, it is the sector 19. As Wout van Aert now moves to the front of the race. Brilliant position for Wout van Aert. Mathieu van der Poel, I think, is second wheel. There's a rider from Red Bull on third wheel, which I'm going to assume is Lawrence Pithy because he has been doing very well. But they have now hit the Arenberg. 95.2 kilometres to go. Let's hope no one crashes. But this is the most famous sector of the race. One of the hardest sectors, if not the hardest sector of the race. I seen someone put a video up earlier or yesterday or whatever with a cobble that was sticking out of the ground. And I mean, if anyone hits that, they're flying to the moon. There's 1.9 kilometres left to go with Wout van Aert leading them on it. Pardon me. The whole peloton is stretched out completely. But Wout van Aert is still leading them out. Still at the front. Mathieu van der Poel still on second wheel. Look at the crowds here at the Arenberg. Look at the forest. It looks brilliant. A rider from Alpecin moves to the right-hand side of the road onto the dirt. He's the only one to do so. Biniam Girmay does so as well. There's a crash at the back from an NSN rider holding his knee. Oh dear. It is, but Tadej Pogačar is in fourth wheel. Who is that for Red Bull? 94, just so I know. It is Lawrence Pithy. So we've got Wout van Aert, Van der Poel, Lawrence Pithy, Tadej Pogačar. They're the front four. There's another crash. Oh, it didn't look good. Whoever that was, it looked like a Lotto Intermarché rider lying on his side at the side of the road. But everyone is dropping off like flies. Mathieu van der Poel looks to be dropping a bit. Mathieu van der Poel has got his mechanical on the Arenberg. Van der Poel gets off the bike and is running at the side of the road. Oh no, he's getting the bike change here from number 4. Who's number 4? Is that Philipsen? Yes, Jasper Philipsen gives him his bike. Van der Poel, he's struggling to get clipped in. Philipsen is giving him the push this time. What is going on here? Van der Poel can't get clipped into Philipsen's bike. And he gets off Philipsen's bike as well. So there's Philipsen and Van der Poel out of the race at the moment. Oh dear. Oh, you're kidding. So Van der Poel's mechanical. All 4 have had a mechanical and Van der Poel's hits at the worst time possible. Philipsen gets back on his bike and is away. But he is off the back of the peloton as well. Van der Poel walking back to his bike. Biniam Girmay as well. He's dropped from the group as There's a rider from Alpecin who has also got an issue. I don't know if he's doing a mechanical. We've got MVP here for an Alpecin rider who's taken the wheel off his bike as Mathieu van der Poel is doing the best walk possible back to his bike. Look at that, the Allen key out, or I thought that was the Allen key. Sorry, but we've got a tire change here. Van der Poel, who is that? Who is number 2? I need shout out to number 2, whoever that is. I don't know. The PCS won't load anymore, but whoever number 2. Tibor Del Grosso with the MVP. All the cameras are on Mathieu van der Poel at the moment. I do not know what is happening at the front of the race, but Van der Poel is back on the bike after the tyre change from Tibor Del Grosso. 93 kilometers to go. This is you're fuck's sake. Can't believe he got the puncture on the Arenberg. He passes Biniam Girmay passed him ages ago when Van der Poel was walking, and Van der Poel just passes him like it was nothing. So I think that is at the front of the peloton that is now finishing the Arenberg. I don't know, but the whole front of the race is split apart. Van der Poel's race seems to be over. Got it. 1 minute and 25 seconds down. No. Minute and 30 down. Please, I beg, Pogačar does not go solo here. We've 92 kilometers to go. Wout van Aert still has Laporte with him. So Wout van Aert and Mads Pedersen are still yet to win this race. So I hope if Tadej Pogačar attacks, they just work together and bring him back. But a minute and 34 down. I missed a lot in the chat. A lot happened there. Time for the future finally to activate those secondary YouTube accounts to boost those subscriber number. So Van der Poel has Abrahamsen on his wheel. I'll go on Abrahamsen, go to the front and work for him. Is Florian Vermeersch has an issue. Vermeersch has got off his bike and is limping. Van der Poel is being dropped by other riders. Has he got another issue? A minute and 40 Van der Poel is down. 91.8 k's to go. Van der Poel's swerving all over the road. Oh, Van der Poel's out of the race. He's out. He's off the bike again and he's walking. Got it. Kubish passes Van der Poel. This team car's here now. But Van der Poel seems to be done here. That is not what you want to see. So sorry, I was reading up Van der Poel. Yikes. Guess my prediction will be correct. Now Van Aert Visma will ride. I actually hate to see that for Van der Poel. It's finished, blimey. Whoa, 2 or 3 minutes. Need to be strong. What about Abrahamsen is a good partner for MVP. He's gone now. Del Grosso just got the call up for this race a couple of days ago. I think he's about to get a call up from F1 for pit crew. Pog is still not comfortable. Strategic tack placement for UAE conspiracy theory. The 3 thumbtacks all over the road. Thing is, Pogačar goes, he will still never have beaten Mathieu van der Poel in the road. Well, I mean, people will say that, but at the end of the day, Pogačar did. They've all had a mechanical, so game over for him. It does seem to be 2 minutes and 5 seconds down now. Philipsen has lost his spot. Yeah, Philipsen, he got off the bike to give his bike to give it to Van der Poel, and in turn Van der Poel couldn't get I don't even think he could get clipped into his bike, and Philipsen lost his position. What a disaster for Mathieu van der Poel. Game over. Vermeersch is off as well. Yes, something happened with Vermeersch. Predictions for Philipsen and Mikkels. To be honest, I don't see either of them getting in the. I don't know where anyone is. The cameras have been on Mathieu van der Poel. They had the cameras on the front of the group where I didn't see Philipsen or Mikkels, but Pedersen to win. Vermeersch, Abrahamsen could help him if he returns. Best prediction of all. If Pedersen wins this, I'll be ecstatic. What a bunch at the front. This is the Wout scenario. Bissiger resurgence in the front group. Laporte, right, so let me go back. Let me see what PCS has currently at the front. Right, so PCS, 7 riders in the front of the race. We've got Tadej Pogačar, Mads Pedersen, Wout van Aert, Christophe Laporte, Stefan Bissiger, Jasper Stuyven and Lawrence Pithy. There's a group 12 seconds down, including Jonathan Milan. Hagenez is in the group, so he's made it back as well. Well, he obviously made it back with Tadej Pogačar, what am I on about? But he's made it back, and it's a good ride from him. Filippo Ganna, Gianni Vermeersch, Jordi Mews, Tim van Dijk, and Mike Tennyson, Lewis Askey and Anthony Turgis. So that is Group 2. Luke Durbridge as well. It is updating by the second, but they are 12 seconds down on the front 7. Laporte with Wout. Yes, Laporte is with Wout. He does have a teammate, and he has Hagenez down the road as well. Tadej Pogačar has no teammates left. He used them all to try and get back to the group, and Florian Vermeersch had an issue. Mads Pedersen, he has no teammates. He has Jonathan Milan 20 seconds down. Stefan Bissiger, he has no teammates in the group behind. Jasper Stuyven doesn't have any teammates, but Lawrence Pithy has 3 teammates in the group behind. Something update there? No, so Red Bull, if the 2 groups at the front join, Red Bull will have 4 riders. I hope. Just everyone set up. Wout van Aert and Pedersen obviously never won the race before, but Tadej Pogačar wants to win this race. So just sit up and let him ride at the front. Obviously, that's not the right thing to do, but I'm just saying in general. Last year, Wout was way back, and he got back. Yeah, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. It is going to be a massive task in order to bring him back. We're on the sector 18 now as well. I forgot there was more sectors to go. So sector 18, another Waller sector. It is 1.6 kilometers long and is a 3-star difficulty rating. But Vasek is also in this group that is chasing. Connor Swift is with Filippo Ganna. I'm just seeing if I can see any numbers that haven't been mentioned. So Mads Pedersen has 2 teammates. So if this group rejoins, Mads Pedersen has 2 teammates, Wout van Aert has 2 teammates, Jasper Stuyven has none. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. Oh, hit the mic, apologies. Lawrence Pithy has 3 teammates. So Filippo Ganna will have a teammate. Tadej Pogačar has none. Brennan also somewhere. Tadej Pogačar is at the front here on this cobble sector with 88.4 kilometers to go. Wout van Aert is on his wheel. They're doing 50 kilometers an hour at the moment. Wout will always ride, smart or not. Well, yeah, true. Only thing is the groups are still not fully relaying. So they're showing the back of this, the front of the race with Bissiger as the last rider. So as it stands, Pogačar's first, Wout van Aert second, Mads Pedersen in third, Pithy fourth, Laporte in fifth, Stuyven sat in sixth, and Bissiger in seventh. So that is the order in which they are going over this sector 18 cobble sector. 200 meters until it is finished. Where is Van de Poel? I don't want to break your heart or anything, but he is currently 2 minutes down. He had an issue on the Arenberg, more than one issue on the Arenberg, 3 issues. He had 3 issues. He had an issue with the bike change, he had an issue with his own bike, and then he had an issue after he got his tyre changed. But they've got the camera on the Van de Poel group now. He doesn't have any teammates. It has went down by 5 seconds, I suppose, but Quickstep and Total Energies are doing the relaying at the front. Wout van Aert sat in second with the ball hanging out of his mouth. Don't know why I pointed that out. I thought it was quite funny. Even if he gets back, he's still done unless he has a super... Yeah, I agree. Unless he's on, like, Superman form and that didn't bother him at all and he's still as fresh as ever. That would be the only... What is that guy doing? The camera panned to an Astana rider getting a tyre change and someone from the crowd jumps out in front of the camera. So Laporte is at the front of... No, sorry, I thought he was. It's Tadej Pogačar still at the front, so they're making him ride, or either they're making him ride or Tadej Pogačar is doing it himself, but it is good to see nonetheless to spice things up a bit. So Laporte seems to be moving to the front here now to work for Wout van Aert. But Lawrence Pithy seems to be having an argument with the neutral service car. I don't know if it was an argument, but he seemed to have thrown his hand up. Ganna now looks to have broke away from this chasing group. He has got, who is that? Jordi Meuse in his wheel. Ganna looking to use the time trial skills to try and bridge across to the Tadej Pogačar group. Let's hope he does. Tadej head is down. Group Ganna is not working together. Well, Ganna, as obviously said, you aren't working together. I'm attacking on my own. So him and Jordi Meuse look to be trying to bridge the gap. This looks like a Wout versus Pog, I suspect. I hope it's... Well, I hope it's not. I hope it's more. It's Wout versus Pog versus Pedersen versus Stuyven versus Pithy and stuff like that. But I guess you are... I guess it is starting to look like that. If you were to pick the 2 best riders on form there. Well, I mean, Jasper Stuyven has had some pretty good results as well as Christophe Laporte, but I mean, Wout van Aert and Tadej Pogačar, if something does happen, I would expect those 2 to be the 2 to go. And just hopefully Wout van Aert can hold the wheel, or Tadej Pogačar can hold the wheel if Wout van Aert goes. But the gap is now 2 minutes and 3 seconds for Van de Poel, as he is at the front of this group that is chasing. He's doing the work at the front of the group. He doesn't seem tired at all. I'm gutted for him. Like it just takes a massive element out of this race. But he did have the issue on the Arenberg, which is that'll be an historical moment if Tadej Pogačar does win the race as well. So the best final results in Paris Roubaix for the riders in the leading group. This is from PCS. So Pogačar got second last year. Wout van Aert got second in 2022. Pedersen third last year. Stuyven got fourth in 2017. And Christophe Laporte got sixth in 2021. So hold up, what are the other ones? Stefan Bissiger got 7th in 2025 and Pithy got 7th in 2024. So every single rider in the front group has been in the top 10 in the Paris Roubaix in the past 9 years. I suppose if you take Jasper Stuyven out of it, it's the past 5 years, but they all know what it takes to be in the top 10. And if things stand, we could be looking here at some of these riders getting their best result ever at the Paris Roubaix. But we've got I was looking at PCS. I just seen a group there with Niels Pollitt and Jasper Philipsen in it. I'm not sure if that was the flat tire for Jonathan Milan, PCS says, so it looks like Jonathan Milan is done. So what is the gap? Ghana looks like he's going to catch here. Ghana and Meuse look like they're going to catch the Tadej Pogacar group. It is sitting about 6 seconds according to PCS. Philipsen is in Van der Poel's group. That's right. That is. Thanks for the information there. They're a minute and 42 down. So Mathieu Van der Poel does have a teammate with him, which is good. Minute and 43, 84 kilometers to go. I keep forgetting to change it. It still says 100. I'll change it to 80 kilometers to go, even though it's 84.2 if anyone's looking for the precise kilometers. But Ghana and Jordi Meuse both join this group. They make the group a group of 9 now, so they do. And what is the gap? Well, not the gap, but how long until the next cobble sector? So the next cobble sector is literally just about to hit within the next kilometer here. It is 3.7 kilometers long. It's another long one, and it is 4-star rating and difficulty. They have to start riding or he will come back. I hope he does come back. If he comes back, this will be very interesting. With Wout van Aert at the front of the race now. Who's on his wheel? My chair is squeaking. Stuyven was on his wheel. Ghana in third wheel. Pogacar. Why was I saying? I was going to call him Poggy, but Pogacar in fourth wheel. So, not another Pog victory, please. I think Filippo Ganna has a chance here. See if he gets top 3. I put it up on TikTok and everyone was saying not a mission he gets top 3. So predictions for Mikkels. I don't know where he is. I don't think he's finishing in the top 10. He's not in the names for the second group chasing, and they have 12. I don't even know if he's in the group with Van der Poel. So I'm not 100%. I wouldn't even. If you want an actual prediction, I'd probably say I don't know where he is, top 50, I guess. But I genuinely don't know where he is. Group is too small. Nobody wants to ride. Well, if anyone, no one is going to ride because Wout van Aert has a teammate. So they're going to say you have your teammate ride. But Ghana now looks to the front. He's talking on the radio. But if no one rides and expects Tadej Pogacar to ride, Pogacar's then not going to ride because he knows he can still win this race because Van der Poel is going to lose a lot of energy in trying to catch them back. But if they all just set up, I don't know what the game plan is here. I don't know. The gap is now down to 137 for Van der Poel. The group that is chasing that includes Vasek Hagenez, Dan Hula, Connor Swift, Gianni Vermeersch, Tim van Dijk, Mike Tunnison, Lewis Askey, Anthony Turgis and Luke Durbridge. They are 41 seconds down on the front of the race. Pardon me. Right. How far back is the Van der Poel group? It is 1 minute and 35 down. 1 minute and 36 now. Still coming down. Yes, the gap is still coming down. Pithy is looking great. I had him as a rider. I had as one of my honourable mentions in my preview. So I did, because he had finished top 10 in this race before, and he has been looking very, very good this season. So, and he is yet again looking very good. Laporte needs to punish them. Oh no, Ghana with the puncture. Fuck's sake. Ghana's off the back of the front group with a puncture. Ah, you're kidding. So every time I mention an Ineos rider, they drop off the back. They're looking may not likely to get back into contention, but try telling him that. Yeah. he could probably bring it back, but if he does come back into the group, I think he's completely out of. I take that back. He's not completely out of the race because you never know with Van der Poel. But we are on to the 3.7 kilometer cobble sector 4-star difficulty rating. My throat's going. Tadej Pogačar is at the front. Jasper Stuyven second wheel. Wout van Aert third. Pedersen fourth wheel. Bissiger fifth. Ghana is struggling here. He's getting caught by the group behind. So he's done all that work to bridge from the group 40 seconds down to the front of the race, and now he's back in that group because of a puncture. Mathieu van der Poel is now on this cobble sector as well. He has got Jasper Stuyven with him. But Van der Poel moves to the front off this group. Niels Pollitt in the wheel. I wonder if we're going to see an attack here from Van der Poel. Or not an attack, but just a big kick in tempo. I can't clear my throat. Will one rider survive? Nice Ghana and Mathieu V. I suppose that'd be a pretty good combo to have you chasing down. Ghana with the worst luck. The guy without puncture will win. I suppose so. But everyone's Wout van Aert is. I'm not saying anything. I never said anything there. I take that back. Ghana and Mathieu van der Poel can work well together. I agree, but. So Tadej Pogačar is first here on this cobble sector doing 55 kilometers an hour. I think Ghana, there is 50 seconds now for the Ghana group, but he still has to have a tyre change here, which he will be able to do at the end of this cobble sector. But they just got the camera here on the Van der Poel group, which is 1 minute and 26 down now. 1 minute and 26, we've got 80 kilometers to go, or 79.9 kilometers. But we're seeing a lot of effort here from Van der Poel, Tadej Pogačar. 1 kilometer to go off this cobble sector, sector 17, for the front of the race. So the order at the moment: Pogačar first, Stuyven second, Van Aert third, Pedersen fourth, Bissiger fifth, Laporte sixth, and Pithy seventh. I hope that's Pithy. There's a Red Bull rider dropping off the back. I think that is Jordi Meuse. Yeah, it is. I thought that was Pithy there. I have Pithy in my fantasy team as well, so I just thought you're joking. I just hope Van der Poel now seems to has created his own group here of the massive group he was a part of. There is Van der Poel, Niels Pollitt, I think Hagen. Is it Hagen? No, I don't think it's Hagen. Hagen is in the group ahead, unless he has caught that group. But Ghana's group is 1 minute and 1 second down. Van der Poel is 1 minute and 30. So it looks like Van der Poel is going to catch his group. Hopefully he catches them after Ghana has his tyre change. But Tadej Pogačar and his group have now just finished sector 17 here off the Paris Roubaix. There is still 16 more cobble sectors left to go. Or is it 17? Because there's one cobble sector that has the same number. 8. There's like two 8 cobble sectors, if that makes any sense. But Jonathan Milan now gets caught by Mathieu van der Poel. Niels Pollitt, there's an Ineos rider and a Visma rider with Mathieu van der Poel. I'm not sure who they are. Never mind, the Visma rider drops off the back. That could have been Matthew Brennan. I'm not 100%, but there is an Ineos rider. Jonathan Milan now moves into fourth wheel here off this Van der Poel group. But I'm not quite sure who that Ineos rider is. If anyone does recognise him, let me know. Oh, you're joking. Pithy punctures. So there's another puncture. Pithy is punctured. Right, where are we? Yep. Do I think Pollitt will do anything? I don't know if he can bridge back. Obviously, because Pogačar doesn't have Vermeersch. I don't even know what happened to Vermeersch. Vermeersch is not in any group or not noted down in PCS, and I haven't heard him mentioned, but it just means Tadej Pogacar has a teammate just in case. But Van der Poel now finishes this cobble sector. Who I didn't see the number. So Ghana is 1 minute and 9 down now. I wonder if I'm pretty sure he got that tyre change because they're at the pit stop sector now. Niels Pollitt went for a bottle, completely missed it. Well, he grabbed it and it went straight out of his hand. But let me see, get the number. 67, was it? No, there's no way it's Sam Welsford. Lawrence Pithy here. Jordy Muse waiting on him. Come on, Pithy, make it back on. You're doing brilliant as well. Look at the crowds here. Like, not even just after a bit after a cobble sector, just round a random corner, and there's a massive crowd at the side of the road. Brilliant. So the front six, or the front seven, have now become the front six. So here we go. We've got all the time gaps up now. So 76.6 kilometers to go. 48 seconds down the road is Lawrence Pithy. 1 minute and 8 seconds down the road is Filippo Ganna. And 1:34 is Mathieu van der Poel. I think. So Van der Poel his time is increasing. Ganna has a teammate with him, so he's sat in second wheel trying to bring back that 1 minute and 7 second gap. I'm gutted both Pithy and Ganna both punctured. Like, looks like Pithy's 50 seconds down now, so it looks like the Ganna group may catch him. He might have to join onto the back of them. I don't know if it's possible for the Ganna group to catch Pogacar. We will have to see. There is a Red Bull teammate in there. There's two, Vermeersch and Tim van Dijk for Lawrence Pithy. So I wonder if once Lawrence Pithy rejoins this group with Jordy Muse, potentially, that Red Bull moves to the front and try to bring this group back. Is anyone working with Pogacar? He's not really at the front. Laporte's at the front now. Is Laporte attacking off the front? I thought he was, but Laporte is at the front. There's about a bike length from him to Pogacar. Wout van Aert is on the wheel of Pogacar. They're all just taking it in turns, really. No one's really... But on that last cobble sector, Pogacar put the hammer down, but... Right. Who's the next to puncture? Hopefully no one, but it is. I think it's 100% certain someone else is going to puncture here. Did Pithy make it back on? No, he hasn't. The gap is 44 seconds. He's in a group with Jordy Muse, according to PCS. I haven't seen any footage of Pithy and Muse in a group together, but Stefan Bissiger is now at the front of the race with Jasper Stuyven in second wheel, Van Aert in fourth, Laporte in third, Pogacar fifth, Mads Pedersen at the back. So they're on to sector 16 now, 2.4 kilometers long, and has a difficulty rating of 3 stars. But hard to agreed. It's hard to tell anything here with the amount of camera changes. So they're doing 40 kilometers over this cobble sector. Pogacar was doing 50k over the previous one. But what is after? So we've got this one, which is Pithy and Jordy Muse now are just under the cobble sector as well, 35 seconds down. But this one's 3-star difficulty rating. The next one is 4-star difficulty rating, and it comes about 1.5 kilometers after this one. Jordy Muse is now dropped off the back of this group as Lawrence Pithy is going solo here, trying to bring them back. The Ganna group now hits onto this cobble sector here. Ganna still sat in second wheel. They're all riding, but not full. Yeah, agreed. I'm going to change this to 70k. This is the Van der Poel group now is onto the cobble sector, so that just gives you a glimpse of how close they are. The TV says 25 seconds, but... Why was I going to change that to 25? I'm going to change it to 70 kilometers. There's 73.8 kilometers left, but I'm just changing that to 70, like I always say in case I forget. But Jonathan Milan is in that group. It is 62 of Ineos, so it's not Sam Welsford. 62 for Ineos is, of course, Hajduk. Kim Hajduk from Ineos. There's a rider from Cofidis there as well. Who's that for Cofidis? Anielewski. Stanislaw Anielewski from Cofidis is in the group with Van der Poel as well. He's at the back of the group. They've got the camera back on the front of the group here. Stefan Bissiger still at the front. Pogacar in fifth wheel, Wout van Aert in third, and Mads Pedersen at the back of the group. Who's in the lead group? So the lead group consists of 6 riders. It is Tadej Pogacar, Mads Pedersen, Wout van Aert, Christophe Laporte, Stefan Bissiger, and Jasper Stuyven. Jonathan Milan now he's a mechanical issue, so he drops off the back of the Van der Poel group. Pardon me. Hello, Bobby. There's a group just behind with Lawrence Pithy on his own. He is 28 seconds down. He was originally in this front group of 6. It was a front group of 7, but he had a puncture, so he is now trying to chase back on his own, 28 seconds down. Ghana was also in this group. He bridged across with Jordi Meuse. Jordi Meuse is obviously dropped as well, but Ghana, he had a puncture, and he is now in his own group, 1 minute and 4 seconds down the road. He has 2 teammates with him, according to PCS, Connor Swift and Ben Turner. So they're trying to bring the group back. And then another group down the road is Mathieu van der Poel after having 3 issues on the Arenberg. He's 1 minute and 28 down. Now, he was 2 minutes down, so he's brought it down 30 seconds in the past 20k. So I don't think he's going to come back, but he's got Niels Pollitt with him and Kim Hajduk of Ineos, but he has been at the front of these riders trying to bring this gap back. But it is just fluctuating between 127 and 128. Pithy is apparently 400 metres down the road. Ghana is 800 metres down the road. And Van der Poel is 1.1 kilometres down the road. So that is currently what it is looking like. If you are just joining, like I said, Van der Poel is 1 minute and 28 down. He had Tadej Pogacar issue. Tadej Pogacar has another issue. Oh, no. Another bike change for Tadej Pogacar. Mechanical issue. Tadej Pogacar he's dropping back off. Getting the push. The driver of the car giving him the biggest push of his life. Pogacar out of the saddle, trying his best to get back on. I wonder if Lawrence Pithy is going to rejoin Tadej Pogacar here. But that is another, so that's Tadej Pogacar's second mechanical. Mads Pedersen's had one, Wout van Aert has had one, Mathieu van der Poel has had 3. 2, I'm going to say 2, because he couldn't fit on Jasper Philipsen's bike, so he's had 2, and Tadej Pogacar has had 2 now. As Christophe Laporte leads him on to this Sector 15, 4-star difficulty rating, 2.4 kilometres long. Christophe Laporte leads them on. Wout van Aert is obviously said, go to the front, mate, and put the hammer down. Pedersen versus Van Aert. Yes, if Tadej Pogacar can't make it back on, the gap is 12 seconds. It looks like, see if this group, there's no way. If Pogacar doesn't, well, he's obviously going to make it by 10 seconds now. But imagine that group of 5, going in to the Paris Roubaix. Mads Pedersen, Van Aert, Laporte, Bissiger, and Stuyven. Hammer down, Visma. Yeah. Well, Laporte. Why are you not riding Laporte? Well, I don't. Sorry. I take. Oh no, Van Aert! Van Aert has a mechanical. Van Aert is off the bike. He hasn't crashed. He has a mechanical. He's back on the bike. He's getting the push. Trying not to swear. I'm trying not to swear. But Van Aert is now off the bike. I don't know if Tadej Pogacar passed him or not. I was wondering why. I was complaining that Laporte wasn't riding. He was doing 47 kilometers an hour. Tadej Pogacar has passed Wout van Aert because Jordi Meuse and Lawrence Pithy here are just behind Wout van Aert, so I wonder what the gaps are. Oh, you're kidding. Van Aert, according to PCS, is 20 seconds down. Pogacar is 5 seconds down, but according to the TV, Pogacar is 10 seconds down. 1.1 kilometres left to go of Sector 15. Right, where was it? God... Johnny, I've just read your chat. The gods are with Wout van Aert or Mads. Pogacar is still not under the back of this group. He is 11 seconds down. Right. Don't worry, I've been watching my phone when I was out. This is this edition is going nuts at the moment. Duel of Fates. Well, it is no longer the Duel of Fates. As the group that was originally 7 has now dropped down to 4. with Pithy, Wout van Aert and Pogacar all having mechanicals. Now it was 9 with Ghana, he had a mechanical as well, and Jordy Mews, but mechanicals are happening left, right and centre. I'm not going to mention anyone's name, but let's fingers crossed that no one in that front four gets another one. Duel of Fates, indeed, Jones. No Wout flat. Now he can ride with... now he can ride. Poggy's not even in a group with him. Wout van Aert is leading Lawrence Pithy here to try and catch onto the back. Pogacar is 8 seconds down the road now, 400 metres for the front of the race till they get off this next cobble sector. The cobble sector after this is... am I a bit behind? The cobble sector after this is another 4 kilometres away. So it is. So there's a bit of road, a bit of pavement or asphalt or whatever way you pronounce it. That is what is about 4 kilometres until the next one. Right. Mads. Come on then, Mads. Everyone's mentioning Mads. So I think Mads Pedersen's going to be the next one to have a mechanical here. So it's level field in terms of mechanicals now. Everyone is on 2. You could technically say Mathieu van der Poel is on 3, but one of them wasn't really mechanical. He couldn't fit on Philipsen's bike. But Mads Pedersen is he's currently on 1, as Van der Poel is now dropping Niels Pollitt and Kim Hajduk. Pogacar is still not under the back of this group, 8 seconds down. A Mads day is a good day. A Mads day is a good day. As the car pulls up beside Pogacar, it's obviously going to go in front. Oh no, sticky bottle for Pogacar. I take that back. It was a split second he held the bottle for. I take that back. But what is the gap for Wout van Aert? The TV, the pictures in the TV haven't updated any gap for Wout van Aert, but PCS are saying him and Lawrence Pithy are 25 seconds down. You're joking. Oh, you're kidding. So Ghana is 1 minute and 11 down. Van der Poel is 1:25, so I expect Van der Poel to hit this Ghana group. Pogacar makes it back onto the front of the race, so it now becomes the front 5. I hope Wout van Aert and Pithy can make it back on, so they make it the front 7. But don't forget here, we've got Mads Pedersen, Tadej Pogacar here, but don't forget, Jasper Stuyven's here as well, Stefan Bissiger, as well as Christophe Laporte. And Christophe Laporte, he's finished in the top 10. He got 9th in the Tour of Flanders, 7th at Dwars Door, 3rd in Gent-Wevelgem, 7th in E3. He got 4th at Omloop. So he is... this season, on the cobbles, he is looking very good. So definitely don't count him out. Stefan Bissiger this season, on the other hand, on the cobbles, hasn't been the best. But, I mean, he can always prove us all wrong here. And Jasper Stuyven, he got 6th in the Tour of Flanders. He got 10th at Gent-Wevelgem. He got 16th at E3, 7th in Milan-San Remo. He obviously missed Omloop because he was ill. But the other 3 riders, apart from Pogacar and Pedersen, definitely don't count them out, because you never know what can happen here. Is there any point in me changing the poll? What's the poll at now? 167 votes, 51% say Pogacar, 37 are going with Van der Poel, 10% with Wout van Aert, and 2% for other. So Jordy Mews is now leading Lawrence Pithy and Wout van Aert to try and catch this group up the front. You can see the cars off the group up the road, so you can see the leading car, as well as it looks like two of the Shimano cars. So they are up ahead. Mathieu van der Poel with trying to get as much energy into him as possible. Yep, sorry, yes, Mathieu van der Poel is with Ghana now, 1 minute 9 seconds down the road. So everyone there in that front group, we're all just laughing with each other. I looked down at the screen, and Laporte, Pogacar are all laughing and smiling. You have just rode you're currently 190 kilometers into the Paris Roubaix, and you're all laughing. Must be laughing in pain. Jasper Stuyven Can't speak. Jasper Stuyven's at the front. It looks like they are. It doesn't look like they're riding full gas. So hopefully Wout van Aert and Lawrence Pithy make it on here, but it doesn't look. Mads Pedersen now moves to the front. That is a rare sight to see there. Right, whoever wins this will deserve it. Oh, Mathieu van der Poel and Philippe Ogana talking to each other side by side, obviously discussing what the game plan is. Either that or they're talking about what happened, but hopefully they're talking game plan and how they're going to catch this group up the road 1 minute and 7 seconds down. Scrappy races favour the Dane. Absolutely agree. If Taddy wins this one, I won't even be mad. If he doesn't win this, it's never going to happen. Who's that now? Is that Jordy Mews? Yeah, Jordy Mews is having a seat adjustment. Or is that a seat change? I thought they were changing. No, he's having a seat adjusted. Mathieu van der Poel and Philippe Ogana both at the very back. Oh no, never mind. I take that back. Niels Pollitt's at the back, but they're towards the back of this group chasing down. Who is doing the chasing? Who is doing the chasing? Old friends having a good old chat. Whoever wins this deserves it. Incredible race today. What do you mean, Johnny? Right, so here we go. On to the next cobble sector. Cobble sector 12, I think. Hold up. Where are we? PCS is a bit behind. Oh, it is 14. So cobble sector 14 as Tadej Pogačar is leading them onto it. Wout van Aert now has just hit it with Lawrence Pithy and Jordy Mews. They are 19 seconds down. So we have got some time gaps. Jordy Mews is starting to get gapped here. I don't understand the point of having a cobble sector in it if like 20% of the side of the cobble sector is all dirt they can just ride on. Like surely you would just get rid of that and have them race on the cobbles. But I mean, to each their own. But Tadej Pogačar is at the front. Mads Pedersen sat in second wheel. Christophe Laporte in third. Stuyven fourth. And Bissiger in fifth. No rain. We need rain. It's too boring. Need more. So you need more. You need more excitement in this race. So the Philippe Ogana group is just about to hit this cobble sector here. Van der Poel is in the middle of this group, so he's not really well positioned going into it. I think Ghana's towards the front of it. But Tadej Pogačar is putting the foot down at the front of this race with Mads Pedersen on his wheel. The gap to Wout van Aert is 17 to 18 seconds. The 450 metres to go to the finish this one. 64.2 kilometres to go now. Small gap between Laporte and Stuyven. And Bissiger's on Stuyven's wheel, but there is a small gap. But it isn't growing. Stuyven is closing it. I'm going to change this to 60 kilometres now for your screen. It's actually 64 kilometres. But yeah, we're just. I think the waiting game now is to see if Van Aert and Pithy can make it back on, and then when is Tadej Pogačar going to attack, and if so, who can follow? Lawrence Pithy seems to be. It looks like Lawrence Pithy is dropping Wout van Aert here. Jordy Mews seems to be dropping as well, but there's a small gap between Lawrence Pithy and Wout van Aert as they finish sector 14. There is about 3 kilometres to go until sector, I take it back, about 2 kilometres to go until sector 13. There is a rider from Red Bull who is attacked at the front of the Van der Poel group. But who is that? Who is that now? It's either going to be Gianni Vermeersch or Tim van Dijke. It looks like Gianni Vermeersch, no? The gap is 105 from Van der Poel to the front of the race, and the gap for Wout van Aert is 15 seconds. 63.2 kilometres to go. Van Aert has caught Lawrence Pithy as Lawrence Pithy sits onto his wheel. Jordy Mews is having a brilliant one here. He keeps dropping and coming back and dropping and coming back, but he's back onto the wheel of Wout van Aert as Pithy now moves to the front. I don't think Jordy Mews has anything in him to go to the front of this group, but the rider from Red Bull crosses that has broke away from the Van der Poel group. He crosses the finish of sector 14, I think it is. There's a rider from, who's that? Ben Turner's dropping off the back of the Van der Poel group. That is sector 14, yeah. Red Bull doing Red Bull things. It's Tim. Sorry, I thought it was Gianni Vermeersch. But the gap for Van Aert is down to 11 to 12 seconds. Come on, make it back on. make it back on. Laporte's at the very back of this group with Pogacar, back on the Pogacar group. Pogacar leading them out, Bissiger second, Stuyven third, Mads fourth, and Laporte sat in fifth. As Bissiger moves to the front now. Not long to go until the PCS head-to-head race on the last 15 results in one-day races, which both Tadej Pogacar and Mads Pedersen have both rode together. Tadej Pogacar is winning 15-0, so that gives me heaps of hope for Mads Pedersen in this in this race. But the gap is growing again for Van Aert. It has went from 11 to 12 seconds. It's now up to 15 seconds. With Tadej Pogacar putting some... he was doing some effort at the front there. As Laporte now moves to the front to try and slow things up. Go on, slow it up. Slow it up, Laporte. Sit at the front. Brake check them. No. That's it. 12 seconds now the gap is. So hopefully Laporte stays at the front of this group here and slows them down. They're just showing a replay here of Wout van Aert as he is second with his mouth wide open, gasping for air. Pogacar created a situation where nobody will ride with him, not full. So Van der Poel now moves to the front of the Van der Poel group. I think Ghana is on as well. Yes, he is. So Ghana and Van der Poel, I wonder if they're going to try and attack here. The gap is 1 minute and 3 seconds. There's still 61 kilometers left to go. With still 2 5-star sectors to hit. We've still 13... there's still so much to happen in this race, and already so much has happened. As Laporte is still at the front here, slowing things up. As Stuyven now moves to the front. There's Wout van Aert in between the cars. Wout van Aert has made it back. Just not yet, but he is making it back. As Tadej Pogacar, I thought he was going to do an attack there. So Wout van Aert is back. If you were wondering, Wout van Aert is now back onto the Tadej Pogacar group, as well as Lawrence Pithy and Jordi Meuse. They are all back together. So we're back. 8 riders at the front. Would have been 9 if Ghana didn't puncture, but if buts and maybes and all that. I was reasonably satisfied. But to be honest, I wasn't happy with the event overall, which sounds egotistical, but I don't mean it to. Oh, I forgot you had that poetry thing cut. Well, it is glad to hear you're reasonably satisfied with it. But if you are just joining, Wout van Aert, Lawrence Pithy and Jordi Meuse have now rejoined the Tadej Pogacar group to make it from a group of 5 to now a group of 8. But yeah, Van der Poel, yes, Johnny, good, well spotted. Van der Poel is now 55 seconds down on Tadej Pogacar. And if you didn't know, Mathieu van der Poel had a mechanical issue on the Arenberg, which he then swapped the bike with Jasper Philipsen. Couldn't fit on the Philipsen bike, so he had to get off it. Thibaut Del Grosso then did a brilliant pit crew tyre change for Mathieu van der Poel. And then Van der Poel, I think, had another puncture or another issue with the wheel. So he had another mechanical. So 3 issues, all within about 10 minutes for Mathieu van der Poel. He was 2 minutes down the road. He has now brought it back to 47 seconds at the moment, with Jordi Meuse at the front of this Tadej Pogacar group, with Christophe Laporte in second, Pithy sat in third, Mads Pedersen in fourth. And they're on to sector 13. They currently are on it. It's 1.7 kilometers long, but they have 1.3 left to do. I want to see some racing, not punctures. Fingers crossed then. As Van der Poel and Ghana here they have now hit sector 13, but Van der Poel looks to be putting the hammer down with Ghana in his wheel. 2 Red Bull riders as well. But we will see if Van der Poel can create a gap on this cobble sector here. .54 kilometers an hour they're doing. Filippo Ganna sat still in second wheel. 60 kilometers an hour over these cobbles. This is nuts. The gap is now down to 41 seconds. So Van der Poel must have been having Must have been having a wee rest there for when he caught the Ghana group. Him and Ghana have obviously had a chat on what to do, and both of them are now putting the hammer down here on sector 13. The gap is 39 seconds. 450 metres to go off this cobble sector for the front of the race. But Van der Poel has blown this Ghana group apart. They're now down to 7 riders. It is Van der Poel, Ghana. There's 2 Red Bull riders. There is also a Decathlon Astana, and I think it's Total Energies rider as well. Could be Anthony Turgis of Total Energies. The rider from Astana might be Mike Tennyson, and then who is the rider for Dan Hula? Dan Hula for Decathlon. They're just the names that are in the group according to PCS. So I don't 100% know, but 37 seconds is the gap. Will Van der Poel catch him? Ghana, I think, moves into third wheel now, but Van der Poel here is looking good to bring this gap back. Who is that for? So who's 91? Gianni Vermeers and Tim van Dijk of Red Bull. That's who it is. Makes it back. Wins prepare for the most dramatic fall to the ground. So the gap is 34 seconds. Pardon me. Let me have a look at the poll. So the poll's still sitting 53% Pogacar, 35% Van der Poel, 2% for other, 10% for Wout van Aert. 57.5 kilometers to go. The gap is now 29 seconds. This is unreal from as Ghana now moves to the front. So it's Ghana's turn. This is brilliant from the pair of them. 28 seconds is the gap. I think they have broke away from the big group that they were a part of. But I wonder who is in this group. We've got Gianni Vermeers and Tim van Dijk, as well as Dan Hula and Mike Tennyson. But Niels Pollitt and Lewis Askey look to be trying to get onto the back of it as well. Yes, and they do. So we've got a group of what seems maybe 7 or 8 here. "28 seconds. It's up. So this, if this group makes it on, this group, the front group of 8 now becomes 16, and everything gets that bit more interesting. As Lawrence Pithy then will gain 2 more teammates. Tadej Pogacar will gain a teammate, and Van der Poel will be back in the front of the race. But this is brilliant from the pair of them. With 60 people in here, jeez. I will do the subscribe thing again. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit a like on the video and subscribe as well. It is greatly appreciated. I think we're nearly at 300. I don't know the exact amount now, but we're near 300. I'm going to be live for Amstel, Liège and Flèche all within the next 2 weeks. I'll be live for the Roman the after it. I'll be live for the Giro. The plan is to go for live for every World Tour race I possibly can go live for. And yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, don't forget to subscribe and stay up to date. But 292, there we go, 8 off 300, so we're nearly at 300. So Laporte now moves to the front. None of them seem to be going full gas here. I think they actually might be waiting for it. Well, not deliberately waiting, but they obviously aren't doing enough to try and gap the Van der Poel group, as the gap is now 22 seconds. So, it's going to get, when Van der Poel gets on here, it's going to get that extra bit more exciting. Thanks for the hearts in the chat. Whoever's doing that is, thanks very much. It's appreciated. Gap is now 24 seconds. So Christophe Laporte is leading them out here with, it seems, Lawrence Pithy in second wheel. Okay. Hello, mother. So Jasper Stuyven is sat in fourth. No, sorry, this is the Ghana group. This is the Ghana group. Van der Poel in second wheel. Rider from Red Bull sat in third. Dan Hula is in fourth. There is a group of Vasek. There's a rider from Lidl trying to bring this group back to with Ghana and Van der Poel in it. But yes. Hello. So Van der Poel's still at the front here. Ghana has moved out into second wheel. There we go. Well, now you know, shall I? There you go. So the gap is now 24 seconds. Yes, the cat's out the bag. My name's Reese. If everyone wants to know, so that is my name. But yes, gap is 23 seconds, so it's stabilizing between 20 to 25 seconds. Now down to 21. Still got the 8 riders up the front of the road. 12 riders in this group of Van der Poel. Wout van Aert is on the left-hand side of the road as Wout van Aert looks to put in an attack here. He is gapping the rest of the group. Tadej Pogačar is reacting as well, but Wout van Aert is attacking before sector 12, is it? Yep, before sector 12 as Wout van Aert goes on his own on the sector 12 with a gap. Tadej Pogačar is trying to close that down. You can see just in the back of the helicopter picture that, there's the Van der Poel group. They're just about to hit the cobble sector as well, but this front group has completely split apart. With Wout van Aert, there's a gap to Tadej Pogačar and Mads Pedersen, who's on Tadej Pogačar's wheel. I think that Stefan Bissiger is in fourth wheel as well, with a small gap to Mads Pedersen. So Van der Poel now with a Red Bull rider on his wheel as Van der Poel is also attacking. But Tadej Pogačar and Mads Pedersen have both caught Wout van Aert here, and we're going into the final 3 here with 53.3 kilometers to go. But Van Aert is leading them out here. 35 kilometers an hour they're doing. As Tadej Pogačar is now moving to the front, I wonder if he is going to put an attack here. But Tadej Pogačar looks to be putting the hammer down with Van Aert, the only one able to go with him. There is a gap now being created to Mads Pedersen. 1.7k to the finish of this cobble sector. But it is Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert both going together on sector 12. I should have mentioned as well, 2.7 kilometers long and has a difficulty rating of 4-star. So Mads Pedersen is the only one around that. There we go. The rest of the group is around the corner. Stuyven, Bissiger, Laporte as well as Pithy, but gaps are creating at the front of this race. Oh. But Wout van Aert now moves to the front. Here comes Mathieu van der Poel around the corner now. So the group, Mathieu van der Poel is 23 seconds down. Still, so it is, I think it, don't have the TV picture or hasn't updated yet, but it is still sitting around 22, 23 seconds as Wout van Aert and Tadej Pogačar are both going clear here at the Paris Roubaix. And that doesn't fill me with a lot of hope because I think Tadej Pogačar has another attack left in him. It's just whether Wout van Aert can stay with him. I hope that Wout van Aert does have something left in him if something does happen. There's a gap now being created between Wout van Aert and Tadej Pogačar. There's about 2 or 3 bike lengths in it. Tadej Pogačar seems to be closing it down though. But there was a gap around this corner. No issues for either of them around that bend. 500 meters to the end of the of this cobble sector. Why is Van Aert working with him? Van der Poel, another issue. Oh, Van der Poel, something nearly happened. Why is Van Aert working with him? Good question. I would love to know why, but I thought he was trying to attack him there. There was a gap being created, but the camera's on Van der Poel here. The gap is now 24 seconds, but I hope... what is going on? Van Aert took the corner short on the grass. Pogačar went wide when they both finished the corner. Van Aert nearly pretty much threw Pogačar off the road into the grass. Pogačar stays on his bike, but Wout van Aert he's got a gap now on him. Van der Poel looks closer than the time. The time says 25 seconds. It is definitely a lot closer than that, because Van der Poel just went around that corner as well. But the on the second bottle, finish the first bottle. Tadej Pogačar now at the front, Wout van Aert in second wheel, so hopefully Wout van Aert just stays in second wheel and lets Tadej Pogačar do the work, because, I mean, let's be honest, if we're being realistic here, Tadej Pogačar is the massive favourite in this group. It's like listening to the World Cup on the radio. Good job. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you. But Van der Poel has currently got Tim van Dijk in his wheel. Now, don't forget, Tim van Dijk was in his wheel before at Omloop, which he got second in, as Tim van Dijk now moves in front of Mathieu van der Poel as he goes into second wheel. What skills they all have, yeah. The bike handling skills, Pogačar's have increased after the last Paris Roubaix on the corners. But here's the camera on Ghana, who is in the group with Vasek. They are completely done. Ghana has another puncture. Sorry, so Ghana isn't done. He just has another puncture. You're kidding. Mont Saint-Pavel coming up, indeed. Tim carried MVP to the two other Bora riders. So here's Van der Poel now. He's joining up with Laporte, Bissiger, Stuyven and Pithy. So the group... Where's Mads? Mads Pedersen's still up the road. Don't forget about that. I wonder what the gap is between Mads Pedersen and Tadej Pogačar as well as Wout van Aert. PCS says 3 seconds. Oh, gonna crash. Oh, no. Ghana crashes. That looks bad. It just looked like a bad crash. He's back up and walking, obviously. I don't know if that was before or after the puncture, but it was a crash nonetheless. What's up with Ineos? Ineos look good, but Ghana has suffered he's suffered 2 punctures and a crash. So here's the camera on Pedersen. So where's Pedersen sat? The helicopter camera's on Pedersen. Come on, zoom out. Show us where everyone else is. 49.3 kilometers to go. The gap to Van der Poel. So Tadej Pogačar, Wout van Aert up the road. 27 seconds down is Van der Poel, Laporte, Bissiger, Stuyven, Pithy and Tim van Dijk. In the middle of both of these groups is Mads Pedersen. I would love to know the time. The helicopter camera's on him. Can they zoom out or something? Right, can you see him in the distance? There we go. So we see him in the distance. He's just come around the corner there. So he is in the distance of Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert. So Pedersen is still in the distance, you can see, but the Van der Poel group is going up. It's 29 seconds now. So here we go, under the Mont Saint-Pavel, 5-star cobble sector, 3 kilometers long. Tadej Pogačar leads Wout van Aert onto it. Mads Pedersen will be the next rider to hit it, and then it is the Van der Poel group. The time is now officially up for Mads Pedersen. He is 12 seconds down. 2.9 kilometers left off this cobble sector. They just started at 3k long, but Tadej Pogačar is the one leading them at it. I wonder if we're going to see any action on this one. But Wout van Aert's still on his wheel, and he should be on his wheel and shouldn't be anywhere else other than Tadej Pogačar's wheel. So let's hope he's able to hold on to it and stay there. Just hopefully, I don't even know if he should attack him with 48k to go, because I think Pogačar still has an attack left in him. You Ghana had airborne during the tuck and roll. Oh, Van Aert, Paul going full as Van Aert now moves to the front. Oh, is this an attack or is he working with him? No, just sit in his wheel. Come on. Give yourself the best chance of winning this. Would love to have seen Van der Poel in this front group. Not gonna lie. Could you imagine that? Pogacar, Wout van Aert and Van der Poel. What could have been? What could have been? As Van der Poel now, 33 seconds is the gap for this group behind. I don't think they're going to bring it back. Van der Poel is at the front of this group trying to do the work, but I don't see them pulling it back. I don't know whether Mads Pedersen is comfortably sitting at 12 seconds. 1.8 kilometers left off the Pavel for Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert, but Mads Pedersen at 12 seconds, it literally, there we go, it's budged down to 11 seconds now, so I would like to see what oh no, gap from Pogacar to Van Aert. Can he close it? I think he has closed it. About 1 bike length now between them. Wout van Aert is giving it everything here to try and catch back on. 47.1k to go. Come on, Wout. Stay on his wheel. Stay on his... Don't want to swear. So Wout van Aert straight back onto his wheel here. Had to use a bit of effort in doing so, but Tadej Pogacar is giving it full gas here on the Pavel. Well, I say that, he probably isn't. He's probably only going to be 60% here. Nightmare day for Shimano with the Pogacar stops. Well, I wouldn't really say a nightmare day for Shimano. He was riding their bike. They're going to be loving it. So 46.6 kilometers to go. 1 kilometer left off this cobble sector. 20 seconds is the gap to Mads Pedersen, so that has grown. The gap for Van der Poel is 35 seconds. No, it looks like we're down to the final two here. Wout van Aert versus Tadej Pogacar. Look at the crowds here on the Pavel. Wow. The camera's now on Mads Pedersen. He's looking over his shoulder to see how far back Van der Poel is. Crash. Who is that? Lawrence Pithy. No, Lawrence Pithy crashes. Lawrence Pithy. Oh, that's a bad crash. That was a big smack on the ground there. So there's Mads Pedersen about to get caught by Van der Poel here. All the caravans out in full force. Look at this crowd. All the flares are out as well. This is brilliant. You can see the wind. I don't even know. When Van der Poel turns on the right here, they could be in a tailwind, maybe. I'm not really good with wind directions, like so. But the wind's blowing to the right and they have to make a right turn, so I wonder if they will get the tailwind. Obviously, Pogacar and Van Aert are on it now. But look at the crowds here. Wout van Aert is still on his wheel, but Tadej Pogacar is giving it here. He's giving it full whack. You can just tell by looking at it. Through the flare. Look at the crowds here. This is brilliant. And here we go. They have finished the Pavel now. That is Pogacar and Wout van Aert finished the Pavel. Mads Pedersen seems to have been caught by Mathieu van der Poel 37 seconds down the road. .33 seconds. Mads Pedersen here is leading them off the Pavel as they're going uphill now. Oh no, please don't attack. Don't attack. He looks around at Wout van Aert to take his turn, and Wout van Aert shakes the head. Pogacar gives a wee smirk. The mind games are beginning. So it is. So this is the second group, the Wout van Aert group. They have now finished the Pavel now. One more 5-star category left to go. Or 5-star cobble sector, sorry. I feel like I just said the race goes back to the Napoleon days. Mind you, the TV coverage was black and white in those days. TV coverage bit was mine. Mathieu van der Poel is never going to do all the work to get back with Mads and Red Bull boys. They will work. Do I race myself? No, I don't. I couldn't race the length of me. I'm just a cycling fan, so I am. That is Van der Poel is now gapping Mads Pedersen. Van der Poel is going with Stuyven here. There is a small gap between Mads Pedersen, Bissiger, Mick van Dijk and Laporte, as Van der Poel and Mick van Dijk look to be going off the road here on their own. Where's it? Yeah, White is still here. They're just replaying the scenario between Pogacar and Wout van Aert where he turns around to ask for a turn and Wout van Aert says no. I'm racing now just to the fridge for the next beer. Good on you, cat. White worked with pocketed distance mods but won't work now, surely. I hope you're right. But I do no, I don't actually ride the bike. I don't. I used 2 years ago when I was younger, but I just haven't. I haven't. So I just watch it now. I probably will at some point in the near future, but it's a very expensive sport to get into. But I just like watching it at the moment. And mind you, the roads over here where I live are atrocious. So you leave your house and you hit a pothole. So Van Aert is now at the front here with Tadej Pogacar in the wheel. Not something you want to see. Lawrence Pithy, PCS have updated. Lawrence Pithy is 41 seconds down on the Tadej Pogacar and Van Aert group, with Van der Poel 31 seconds down, but they're 34 seconds down on the live coverage. So I wonder what Pithy's gap is now. Mick and Tim switch numbers for maximum confusion. Shout out to Abby, who went to Cat's house at 4 a.m. to sit and watch him type in my chat. Just shout out to yourself, Abby. You ride the same bike for the past 30 years. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. So we're on to sector. What sector is this now? Sector 10. It's only 7. Oh, slip of the wheel there from Wout van Aert. Was he able to, I think it was, I literally just seen it in the corner of my eye, I looked at. But this next sector, sector 10, is 700 metres long and there seems to be no issues on it. 42.2 kilometres left. The Van der Poel group is now on this sector. I'm going to change this to, that's wrong, it's not 540 kilometres, it's 40. So there's 42 kilometres left now exactly, but I just want to change it there. Van der Poel's group, 28 seconds down now, 30 seconds, so I don't think that they're going to catch back up. So I do think it is a two-man race between Pogacar and Van Aert. So fingers crossed that Wout van Aert is able to follow anything Tadej Pogacar does, but he is working with him at the moment, which I'm still a bit confused as to why seeing Tadej Pogacar is like massive favourite in this scenario. Abby says thanks. No problem. But Wout van Aert flicks the elbow. Tadej Pogacar now comes through to the front, and hopefully it stays like this for the next 40 kilometres until the velodrome where Van Aert then moves to the front. White betting on the sprint. Well, I mean, if he keeps working with Tadej Pogacar, he'd be betting on the sprint. But I think as he moves to the front again, what is he doing? Obviously, he's racing, and you know that's what everyone questioned Wout van Aert after. Why did he work with Pogacar in the Tour of Flanders? But he says, I was just racing. I don't want the anti-race, and I guess that is what Wout van Aert is trying to do here as well. But I mean, everyone watching is probably thinking the exact same thing as to why Wout van Aert is working with Tadej Pogacar in this situation. Bobby, my heart can't take this. I'm sure it can. Another slow-mo here, replay. Cobble flying out of the road there. All the flares in the air. This is brilliant. This race so far, there's still 40k left and this race has been unreal. Doesn't want Van der Poel to come back. I don't think Van der Poel is coming back. The gap has grown. The gap is 33 seconds now, so I don't see this Van der Poel group catching. Unless there is, after this next cobble sector, there is a bit of flat. Well, sorry, there's two mini cobble sectors in the middle of it, but there's still quite a bit of flat, so I don't actually know. Poggy stretching his back and moving around. I did see that when the camera, before it panned to the replay, Pogacar stood up on his bike to stretch the back. I wonder if he's got an issue there or if he's just knackered from sitting in the same position. Taddy probably told Wout he could have his what. Very good. So Stuyven now at the front of the group of Van der Poel. Van der Poel now moves to the front of Mads Pedersen, sat in second wheel. Tim Van Dijk in what? Never mind, Van der Poel was at the front for a split second. But we've still got, if you are just joining, we've got Mick Van Dijk, Jasper Stuyven, Stefan Bissiger, Christophe Laporte, Mads Pedersen and Mathieu Van der Poel 31 seconds down the road on Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert. Pogacar stretching before attacking, probably. Right, here they go on to sector 9. 3-star difficulty, 1.4 kilometers long. And after this, we've 8A and 8B and 8A. Cobble corner here on the cobbles. No issues. Yes. No one crashed. As Pogacar looks to be putting in another attack, there is a gap being formed. No, Wout van Aert switches straight on. Shuts that down immediately. But yet again, the commentator just mentioned the motorbike there, but I think they're talking about something else. But I've just getting the draft off the motorbike, Tadej Pogacar. There's also a motorbike right behind them as well, so I don't think the Van der Poel group is going to catch them at all with a motorbike in front and behind. Mathieu Van der Poel will be back for sure, I believe. I believe too. Van der Poel now moves to the front here of his group. 32 seconds down. He is chasing the front of the race has close call. Wout van Aert takes the corner wide, goes up the grass bank, able to stay on the bike, but he has moved down a bit in the group as Jasper Stuyven moves to the front. Another corner for Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert. No issues on it. 340 meters to the end of this cobble sector, and then it is maybe 3 or 4 kilometers to 8B and 8A. Pogacar, apologies, hit my desk there if you heard a bang. But Pogacar looks to be putting the hammer down yet again. Wout van Aert still comfortable in his wheel. Come on, please. Please, Van Aert, please just... Please just stay with him. The gap is now 35 seconds between Van der Poel and Tadej Pogacar. Pardon me. Mads Pedersen now moves to the front of Mads Pedersen now moves to the front of the Mathieu Van der Poel group. 37 seconds down. I think Van der Poel is at the back of this group now. I think it is. I think it's a race for the podium between this lot now. But yeah, it looks like a 2-man race here. Van der Poel picks up a bottle there in the feed zone. But Mads Pedersen, it's Mick Van Dijk at the front of this group now. 37 seconds. 37.1 kilometers to go. What is that statue? Is that Wevelgem? That sign say Wevelgem? I think it said Wevelgem. There was a big statue in the middle of it. I don't know. That the decathlon car came around the corner there nearly on 2 wheels. Pulls up to the side. Stefan, I wonder if I don't know if it's an issue with Stefan Bissiger. He's looking at a ball. But camera cuts back to the Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert group. 39 seconds up the road now. I wonder if there's been any... Not a single update on DNFs or anything like that, so... 36.4. Okay, the beers are starting to kick in now. As Wout van Aert now moves to the front of this duo still working together, surprisingly. How long until the next cobble sector? How long? They've got 8B and 8A to do. So the first one is 200 meters long. The second one is 500 meters long. First one's 1-star difficulty. The second one is 2-star difficulty. There seems to be under a kilometre gap between the pair of them, and it looks like we've got maybe 1.5 kilometres until the first one. But Van der Poel now moves back to the front of this group. Christophe Laporte in second wheel, Mads Pedersen third, Mick van Dijk at fourth, Bissiger in fifth, and Jasper Stuyven sat in sixth wheel. So every rider in this group, fair play to them, because they have been doing brilliant. But I would have loved this. Obviously, the the Van der Poel issue on the Arenberg was massive, but I would have loved to have seen, because Van der Poel would have been in this group here with Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert, and just think of the amount of effort he had to put in to get back to this group. Just think of what he would have had left if he was in that front group. The race would have been on. We actually, if it didn't happen, and because Wout van Aert did the attack first, that is why we were in this position. But I think Van der Poel probably would have been solo at this point. So I guess it's pretty good that we do have a duo here. Yeah, those three at the front, what a finish that would have been. I know. Pogačar taking a gel here. 34.9 kilometers left. The gap is now 52 seconds on Van der Poel. So I think yeah. Whoever said I believe that he's coming back, I doubt it now. As the UAE car is now past the Van der Poel group and is racing up the road to Tadej Pogačar. The little Trek car is now pulling up beside Mads Pedersen. You still haven't seen Van der Poel go full today? Well, here, 42, he's losing quite a lot of time here on this flat. No one seems to be working with him. I wonder if he is reserving energy for the next couple cobble sectors, because, I think they're about to hit. Have they already done B? Was it that quick? But he could be saving it for these next big cobble sectors. You haven't seen Pogačar go full whack either. We have seen glimpses of it, but I wouldn't say he went full whack and sustained it for a long period. Van der Poel aiming for third now. It looks like the fourth Roubaix in a row is off the table. Not quite yet. 41 seconds. It drops 1 second. So 39 seconds now. So there is still slight hope that he could get that fourth one. Sorry, I'm just having a look here. Not a lot's happening. Apologies. I'm having a look at something on my computer. The race 35.5 kilometers. The gap is for Van der Poel is 38 seconds as Wout van Aert is at the front. He got out of the saddle there. I thought he was attacking. But the crowd at the side of the road are going nuts. Tadej Pogačar is in the wheel as they now go on to sector 8. Is this A or B or B or A or whatever way? It's A. So this is the 500. Look at the crowds here. Holy. The crowds are nuts. Oh. Poggy now has his team car behind, so will attack soon. The signs are starting to show. But Wout van Aert still at the front of this too here, as the Van der Poel group now moves on to sector 8A. Oh, Christophe Laporte sat in second wheel in this group. Mads Pedersen is in third. Stuyven fourth. Bissiger sat in fifth. And Mick van Dijk is in sixth. But I think the front of the Pogacar and Wout van Aert have finished 8A, so it is now a decent bit, more than 5 kilometres until Sector 7, which is a 3-star difficulty rating as Tadej Pogacar now moves to the front. So, yeah, I wonder if anyone is going to work with work with Van der Poel in order to try and catch these two up the front. We will have to see. Poggy wins, he probably won't race it again. Well, he said he's never racing the Milan San Remo again, so it wouldn't. He went to the Paris Roubaix twice, got second, potentially got first if he wins this, and then never rides it again. That'd be some resume. So they're on to another call. I don't know if they did the A and B in reverse or what, but I think they're onto it now. Jasper Stuyven at the front here, putting in a big acceleration at the front, just out of that corner. But Van der Poel is back to the front of this one again. Slip of the wheel there for Mick van Dijk. 30, I'm going to change this to 30 kilometres to go now. So the gap from Van der Poel to Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert is 41 seconds. Translated it, Johnny, on my screen. It's what you typed in. It translated to the mill of comparison is what it translated to on my screen. So Wout van Aert back at the front of these two. 41-second gap. I think now would be the time to stop maybe working with him and sit in the wheel potentially. I think Wout van Aert. I think everyone, if you're not a Pogacar fan, I think everyone is cheering for Wout van Aert here. I would love him to win it. Be absolutely brilliant, unreal if he won this. Let me have a look. Well, from the start of the day, the poll 12% went for Wout van Aert, and still 51% for Tadej Pogacar. So that is what the poll is currently looking like. I've got another group up here on the live coverage. The Anthony Turgis group is 1 minute and 53 seconds down the road. That is the closest group to the Van der Poel group. So 1 minute and 10 seconds down the road on them. Don't know who's in it. I think it's gonna have the likes of Lawrence Pithy, Niels Paulus, Vasek, Valscheid, Dan Hula. I'm just naming all the names. Alex Segard as well. I've seen someone say that he was gonna win it. Yeah, Wout ain't the smartest. That's why we love him. Well, I mean, if he doesn't win this and Pogacar ends up attacking him and Wout van Aert doesn't have enough to stay on, questions will be asked as to why you were working with him. But I think he's just going to give the same answer that Van der Poel did, that I'm not going to anti-cycle. So, but that was the main question at the start of the season: is who was it that came out? Was it Tish Bennett that came out and said, why do you ride with Tadej Pogacar and Van der Poel? Just let them do it themselves. But the question will still be asked, and it is still being asked because it got asked at Flanders. It'll probably be asked after this, depending on the result. But I suppose both still look comfortable. But I still do see another attack in here. I think Van der Poel might have another big push in him. Just depends how he can close that gap. How quickly. because it is up to 43 seconds now. 28.6 kilometers to go. The Paris Roubaix is nearly over, and we have still got 7 sectors left to go, one of which is a 5-star sector as well. We're about a kilometer off the next cobble sector. Oh, actually, the commentators just said it there. I thought someone was joking when they said it in the chat. Who was it that said it? About Mick van Dijk changing the numbers with his brother. I can't remember who said it, but someone did say. I thought you were joking. But no, it actually is true. They swapped numbers before the start of it. So the gap for Van der Poel is sitting, give about 3 seconds either side of 39 seconds. Keeps dipping. Dips up to 43 and drops to about 37. Look at the crowds here just in this town. The numbers that are out. Unreal. Oh, pardon me. As Wout van Aert now moves to the front. So the next 3 cobble sectors that are up are the first one is 3-star difficulty, then the next one is 3-star difficulty, and then the third one is 4-star difficulty. By riding with Pogačar, Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert are trying to keep cycling honest and give themselves a chance to win. Fair point. But at the end of the day, Pogačar's still going to win if you do ride with him, and probably if you don't ride and if you don't ride with him. But here we go on the sector 7, 1.3 kilometers long, 3-star difficulty rating. As Pogačar leads them onto it, I wonder if we will see an attack here. I think every cobble sector that they hit from now on, everyone will just be asking, will Pogačar attack? I hope Van Aert does. If Van Aert is going to attack, he needs to make it a good one, because to drop Tadej Pogačar is going to take some effort. 1 kilometer now until the end of this cobble sector, so they've already done 300 meters off it. The gap for Van der Poel is still sitting comfortably. 43 seconds it's at now. So the Van der Poel group is now on this cobble sector as well. So they are. But they're still 43 seconds down. 26 kilometers left, 500 meters. Wout van Aert now moves to the front of the Tadej Pogačar group. Round this bend. All the bikes lying in the field for the people watching. As there is a gap now between Van Aert and Pogačar. Is that an attack, or is that just it was just an issue on the corner? Look at the tire difference. Yeah, you're right. The thickness of Tadej Pogačar's tires here. I've just noted when they were showing the front of it there. I just did notice it. You also have to remember that Visma don't have their tire pressure technology that the UCI banned on them. It's just a waiting game now for the first one to attack. 25.4k to go now. Pogačar moves to the front, but it's just a waiting game here. As Van der Poel now looks to be stretching this chasing group down. It looks like Stuyven and Bissiger are wee small gap just to Laporte there. But Van der Poel is at the front of this group. He's going for a 35mm at the front and a 32mm on the back. Well, there you go. The difference in size compared to the Wout van Aerts are. You can see it now. The Wout van Aert's front tire compared to Tadej Pogacar's looks like double. Oh. Hopefully we get a sprint in the velodrome. That'd be pretty interesting. If neither rider can drop. So we're going on to Cobble Sector 6 now. It's another 3-star difficulty rating. It is 1.1 kilometers long. And then after that, it is the next two ones are going to be a bit brutal. Pardon me. But it is still Wout van Aert leading Tadej Pogacar here. Van Aert's group is now 38 seconds. Small gap created, not a big gap to worry about. Like 1 or 2 bike lengths. Pogacar's closing it down with ease, but 500 meters left of this cobble sector for the pair of them, and then after that it is about 3.5 kilometers until sector 5, which is a 4-star one, and then after that is the final 5-star one. So it is. Wout van Aert riding down the centre of the cobbles and Tadej Pogacar riding up the left hand side of them. But yeah, it looks like it is like I've said, I think about 2 or 3 times now. It is not a lot's happening, and it is now just a waiting game between these two to see what and who is doing what. Yeah, you're right. It probably, because the cameras on the motorbike don't actually pick up the helicopter noise, so I'm sure on certain cobble sectors as well, bouncing over the cobbles, I'm sure they're near deafened with everything going on. But here is the what's this? This is the group a minute and 46 down. So Mike Tennyson and Niels Pollitt are the 2 riders that have broke off from that group. They're a minute and 46 down. Mike Tennyson was in a breakaway by himself. He was about 10 seconds up the road line. I wouldn't really class it as a breakaway, but he was solo at the front before the whole day, like even before the cobble sector. Was it before the cobble sector started? Anyway, it was before it all kicked off. He was out in his zone for 10 seconds, so it's good to see him still have some energy in the tank to... Where's he sat? Him and Niels Pollitt make up the top 10, so just showing more slow-mos here. So they are. Let me see if I can actually... What about the results in the... Oh! Holy sh... Sorry, the under 23 Paris Roubaix, Seth Dunwoody gets second in it. Holy sh... He got second. It was a sprint as well, apparently. Ah, you're joking. He nearly won it. He got second in it. That's class. That is brilliant. Fair play to shout out to Seth Dunwoody for that. Second place on the under 23s. What a result. Hector Alvarez of Little Trek, he got 5th. user on it. What do you mean no spoilers? As in the what? I see my chair. This squeaking is doing my head in. Every slight movement is just a squeak. But no spoilers. You're on a TV break again. Oh, apologies, Bob. Well, you know he came. I didn't say he came first, but you know he came second. So that is an unreal result. That was brilliant. Thought I had a pet mouse. I would rather have a pet mouse with me than this chair. So the Visma team car was just up beside Wout van Aert there. I didn't actually see if he was getting a bottle or not, but 20.6 kilometers to go. Not long now until the next 4-star sector, another Pavel. You said it's the last hard. They have another 5-star sector to come up after this Pavel one here. So last hard one. I'd say there's 2 more now with the 5-star one. Oh, Tadej Pogacar has went under 50% on the pole. Wout van Aert is 14%. Should I do another poll between Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert before this cobble sector? Should I? They're under the Pavel now. Never mind, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to keep watching. But look at the crowds here. Wow. Listen to them. They've hit the 20-kilometer mark now, so I'm going to change this. And hopefully things pick up here between the pair of them, with Tadej Pogacar leading Wout van Aert here onto cobble sector 5. It is 4-star difficulty rating, 1.8 kilometers long. The gap to Van der Poel and his group, 36 seconds, so it is dropping down here. It was at 43. Tadej Pogacar looks over his left shoulder. It was either that or he was wiping his nose, but it looked like a look. There's Van der Poel's group now hitting the Pavel now. .33 seconds, so the gap has dropped 10 seconds, so it has. Look at that. I wish. But I think Van der Poel is leading them out here. I think Mads Pedersen is in third wheel with Stuyven in second. No, it's the other way around. Pedersen sat in second wheel, Stuyven in third, Laporte in fourth. Then it is Bissiger in fifth, and Mick van Dijk at the back. It's 30, well, it was 30 seconds. It's up to 32, 33 now, so it is growing. You're getting there, mate. Appreciate it. But it does... my knee. I need to move my knees. Oh, that didn't feel good, that. I got some blood in them legs. That didn't feel good. Mads Pedersen now at the front still. Mathieu van der Poel at the front. Mads Pedersen is side by side with him. So he is. The gap is 30 seconds now. 18.7k to go. So I'm kicking everything under my desk. So if you hear any bangs running. Oh, another bad corner from Van der Poel. Van der Poel's corner hasn't been the best here. Bissiger now moves up into third position, with Mads Pedersen seeming to take the first spot as they now pan back to Pogacar and Wout van Aert, who don't seem to be going full whack yet. It seems to... I don't know what the game plan is here. Going dark for the last 20k. No worries. No problem. I resume ranting after the finish. Pogacar looks over the shoulder again, and Wout van Aert shakes the head. Doesn't want to take a turn. "25 seconds. Van der Poel is behind here now. He's near dropped this gap by 20 seconds. They're just about to finish the Pavel now. 26 seconds is the gap. 17.9 kilometers to go. What I was saying, are they going to catch them? I know Johnny and Shelley, you said that you believe. I said I didn't believe. But what are you saying now? Do you reckon they get caught here before Pogačar or Van Aert decide to do an attack? So to finish the Pavel now, it is now a small gap until the Carrefour. So it is. I think they're about to hit it now. No? It's the next one up. 2.1 kilometers long. Has a difficulty rating of 5 stars. 23 seconds a gap. If anyone's wondering, Niels Pollitt is 1 minute and 40 seconds down. Here we go. The Carrefour, they're onto the Carrefour now. 5 star in difficulty rating, 2.1 kilometers long. Let's see who attacks and who's able to go with. Small gap being created between about a bike length between Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert. Round the bend, no issues. But Tadej Pogačar looks to be laying down the hammer here with Wout van Aert trying to stay in the distance. Round the left-hand bend. Oh! Tadej Pogačar slipped, back tire slips. I thought he hit the deck there. Wout van Aert straight onto the wheel. Small, I say small, a big issue for Tadej Pogačar as he slips the back wheel. I thought he hit the deck there. Jasper Stuyven looking to be dropping off the back here as the whole Van der Poel group is splitting to pieces. Van der Poel is going up the road. Small gap to Bissiger. Then there's a small gap to Mads Pedersen, Mick van Dijk, as well as Christophe Laporte. As Tadej Pogačar is still leading out Wout van Aert as he is still in Tadej Pogačar's wheel. Team cars behind Poggi and Wout stopped at the entrance to the cobbles. The gap still says 19 seconds, but I think Tadej Pogačar is going to be a lot more cautious on this cobble sector after that corner. Because he hit it at some speed and he's lucky to still be on the bike here. 16.2 kilometers to go. I'm going to change this to 15. Robbie McEwen says a crosswind in this section, so you're 16.5. I'm exactly 16 kilometers to go now. I'll tell you when it goes down by 1. So 15.9 now, so that's exactly where I am. 22 seconds. The Van der Poel group is down now. Round the left-hand bend. Ooh, and then round the corner, no issues. Look at the crowds here. Wow. What a picture, like. This is brilliant. You can't even see. You just have to look on in amazement at the sights there. Look at the flags. The crowd is about 3 people deep. Brilliant. The gap is now 23 seconds. Everyone leaning out onto the road. Piss off. But Tadej Pogačar still at the front leading them here. Please be a sprint. I beg. 23 seconds now the gap. 24 seconds is the gap for Van der Poel. Are they finished? That's them finished. That is the last hard cobble sector. There's a 2-star. What's after this? Well, there's a 2-star one next. There's straight onto it after this one. A 5th. I swear, if Van Aert and Tadej Pogačar go into his velodrome together, I might need a defib. The gap is 22 seconds. Round the corner, no issues for either. They're on to the next cobble sector that is 2-star difficulty rating. It is 1.1 kilometer long. The Gruson. They're near touching wheels. Wout van Aert seems to be picking up the pace here, coming up on the right hand side of Tadej Pogačar. They're almost touching wheels. I can barely watch. 14.7k to go. 47 kilometers an hour they're both going. PCS did a poll of who they would win. 6,900 people voted on it. 3,600 voted for Wout van Aert. 2,700 voted for Pogacar. So that is Wout van Aert being the fan favourite here. But yes, Tadej Pogacar still at the front. Wout van Aert on his wheel. 600 metres until the Gruson is finished. You've got another 2-star cobble sector that is in the next 7 kilometres after this one. And then they have the Roubaix, which is 300 metres long and is 1-star in difficulty rating. Look at the crowds. Look at this. Some of this crowd is like 5 or 6 people deep. This is unreal. 26 seconds now the gap for Van der Poel. Honestly, Van der Poel has had some ride today. Like, this has been unreal from Van der Poel. Relax, please, right? I think Pogacar has how do you say it without swearing? I think Pogacar, is dialing it back a bit after near completely losing the whole, completely getting out of the race altogether after that slip of the wheel. So I think he's just, does Pogacar beat him in a sprint? Oh no. Please no. Pogacar's still at the front. I think Wout van Aert is just I hope he just lets him stay at the front. 13.4k to go. $53 people still in here. Much appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I'll be live again next Sunday. Next Sunday's the next race I'm live for. Amstel Gold. Flesh will on as well the week after. And the Liège-Bastogne-Liège as Wout van Aert now moves to the front of Tadej Pogacar. 12.8k to go. My heart will break if Pogacar beats Wout van Aert in the sprint. I know. The previous sprints in Paris Roubaix 2019, the previous 2-month sprint, in Paris Roubaix 2019, Philippe Gilbert won it. Niels Pollitt got second. 2018, Peter Sagan won it. Sylvain Dillier got second. Cancellara won it. Where'd that go? Van Marke got second. Then you go back to the 90s after that. So this will be the first 2-month sprint since 2019. And yes, Wout van Aert is still riding with him. 12.1k to go. The last 5 2-month sprints Wout van Aert was a part of. Giro d'Italia, stage 9, he won a race in Belgium. He lost the Evenepoel. He won stage 10 in the Vuelta. Won stage 4 in the Tour of Britain 2021. The last 5 Pogacar has done a 2-month sprint. He's won 4 of them. The only one he lost was Vingegaard in stage 11 of the Tour de France in 2024. I'm screaming at the tally. I do not blame you at all. Come on, literally the amount of people praying for Van Aert here to win this. Wout, please. I know. I agree. My heart rate is 200. I'm just sat watching the TV. Wout van Aert is back at the front, so he's continuing to work with Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pogacar stretches the back again. So he does. Where are they at now? Let's update PCS. They're about 3 or 4 kilometers off the last cobble sector. It is. There's 2 more to go. The next one is 2-star difficulty, 1.4k in length. And then the one after that is 1-star difficulty and 300 meters long. So Van der Poel's group is now 31 seconds down. So if you are just joining, Tadej Pogacar and Wout van Aert up the road, 31 seconds down is Van der Poel, Mads Pedersen, Christophe Laporte, Bissiger, Stuyven and Mick van Dijk. Well, I think it's Mick van Dijk. It's one of the brothers, but there was talk of them potentially switching numbers, but no one has 100% confirmed it. There you go. Yeah, I just read it there. It just popped up in PCS as well. The fastest edition ever of Paris Roubaix. 48.9 kilometer speed average. The second was 2024 with 47.8. And then 25, 23, 22. It's a corner kick in overtime. It is. It's like it's if Arsenal got a corner in the Champions League final. That's what I'm viewing it as. Stars aligning for Poggy to go down in history. Oh, 51 kilometres. They're currently going. We're into the final 10 kilometres now. Final 10k of 2026 Paris Roubaix, the 123rd edition of this race. We've got Wout van Aert and Tadej Pogacar up the road on their own with a gap of 31 seconds to Van der Poel and co. Oh, that was a bad crack on the knee there. Oh. Wout van Aert is at the front of these two. So he is, and he has been working with Tadej Pogacar the entire, I say the entire time, the majority of the time. I'd say about 80 or 90% of the time. There has been times Pogacar has turned around and looked at him to take a turn, and Wout van Aert has shook the head. But I think everyone has their eyes glued on these two. And I think the majority are wanting Wout van Aert to win it, to be honest. Yeah, the weather is nice. It is dry. So all the ones that said it was going to rain, it didn't. So, yeah. 32 seconds the gap to Van der Poel. Another two-man sprint in a monument with Tadej Pogacar. It was Pidcock first, and now it looks like it is going to be Wout van Aert. Touch wood. I probably shouldn't have said that sentence. But Wout van Aert still leading the pair of them out here. Oh no, why do I need to sneeze now? Right. Wout van Aert flicked the elbow there. I thought he had an issue there. It looked like he had sat up. I thought, come on, Wout, be smart. Laporte behind you. 31 seconds. Can you imagine going into the velodrome and Mathieu van der Poel's group is chasing them down? Oh. Right, here we go. On to the second to last cobble sector, sector 2. It is 2-star difficulty rating and is 1.4 kilometres long. The crowds are still massive at this one. You can see them up the road. There seems to be a corner here, a right-hand bend. If my eyes did, if my eyes were right. But Pogacar is now at the front. I can't watch this corner. Right, wasn't that bad of a corner. But another corner. Here we go. Van der Poel's group is now onto this sector. Yep, Wout no more. I think everyone is saying the exact same thing. Wout stopped going to the front. He's in second wheel now. Pogacar's at the front. Wout seems to like Pogacar at the front on the cobble sectors, so he does. And then when it's on the flat, I think Wout seems to be enjoying himself at the front of this group. But yeah, I'm starting to get a bit nervous here myself. To be honest with you, I didn't expect Wout van Aert to still be here with 7.5 kilometers to go. I thought Pogacar would have attacked and tried to go solo a lot further out. So I'm starting to get a bit nervous here myself. 7.4k, 600 meters left off the second to last cobble sector. The gap to Van der Poel is 31 seconds. Niels Pollitt and Mike Tennyson are 2 minutes 15 down, in case anyone wanted to know. Not using the tire pressure system equals 0 flats for why did I read that out? Why did I read that out? Poggy hates tactics, frustrate him. I can't watch you going around the bend. 6.9 kilometers. We're into the final 7k. Oh, you're kidding. That's off the second to last cobble sector. There is one more to go. The Roubaix cobble sector. It is 300 meters, and then after that, it is onto the velodrome. Oh my god! And PCS is shut down. PCS has actually crashed. Yeah, PCS has crashed. I don't even know how many people were looking at it. It usually tells you how many people are watching it. But PCS has crashed. The Van der Poel group has now finished that cobble sector. I was meant to check how long until the next cobble sector. I think it's about 4k to the next cobble sector. Here we go, we're back up. Yeah, it's shut down. So it was at the homepage. I still can't believe Seth Dunwoody got second there. And I completely forgot they were on. I should have had it on. I'm actually raging I didn't have it. I'm gonna watch the highlights after, but they've got the camera here. 28 seconds. The camera's on the Van der Poel group. 26 seconds is the gap, with Stuyven now moving to the front. Mads Pedersen in second. Christophe Laporte in third, alongside Bissiger. Van der Poel and Mick van Dijk are towards the back of the group. Oh, every time the camera pans to these two at the front, my heart sinks. 25 seconds is the gap. Wout van Aert is back at the front of this group of these two. What is the poll looking like? 16% for Wout van Aert, so he has gained some more votes. Right, 5.3 kilometers to go. We're into the final, about to hit the final 5k. I literally can't get on to the Paris Roubaix piece. Yeah, there's the shot of the velodrome. Now the velodrome isn't as smooth as it looks. I seen a video of someone going around the velodrome and there was loads of potholes on it and cracks and stuff like that. But Van der Poel now leads this chasing group, 27 seconds down. And as I was saying, the Paris Roubaix live PCS coverage of the stats is completely crashed. Here we go, under the final cobble sector, 300 meters long, 1 star difference. Is that then finished it? Or was that even the cobble sector? Was that no, it's in the final 2k, that cobble sector. They just were over about 20 meters of cobble there. It looks like we're getting a sprint here in the velodrome. I actually can't watch. Mads for third place. As Tadej Pogačar now moves to the front. Sorry, I haven't spoke there in a while. We're into the final 4k now. Tadej Pogačar and Wout van Aert are still taking turns at the front here, but they aren't going 100%. The Van der Poel chasing group is 27 seconds behind, but no one seems to be chasing either. They seem to have accepted the battle for third here. Bit late for a gel now, but sprint will be epic. That's what I'm hoping for. The amount of water I've drunk to calm the nerves. I keep forgetting to drink my water. I thought I would take a big sip there before, in case I get lightheaded calling this. 3.6. I'm going to change this to 3 kilometers to go. Right. 3.4k to go. Here we go. Attack on the left-hand side of the road from the chasing group. Mick van Dijk attacks. Stefan Bissiger follows. Van der Poel reacts. They were split down this middle of the road, so they were by what was I going to say? By a curb, sorry. And Mick van Dijk goes. Small gap to Bissiger. Mathieu van der Poel is closing the gap to Bissiger. And yeah, they've been caught. That attack is done. But you can see them in the distance. 28 seconds down the road, you can see the group just in the distance. There's when I say distance, literally as far as the distance can see it, that is where the group is. 2.6k to go. Also, just whilst I'm on the homepage of PCS, in case anyone's wondering, Isaac Del Toro's dropped all the Ardennes as well. Just thought I'd add a random fact in there. In the final 2.5 kilometers of the Paris Roubaix. Oh, can I get back on the PCS? Wout van Aert is now at the front. I can't cope. 2.2 kilometers to go. As Jasper Stuyven now launches an attack out of this chasing group, no one is following. They're all looking at each other. No one's going with. Stuyven looks to be getting... as Van de Poel now accelerates from the back of this group, so does Mads Pedersen. Van de Poel is following. Bissiger now goes Christophe Laporte and Mick van Dijk. This squeaky chair. Holy... Tadej Pogacar's at the front. Oh, the one sprint he needs to win. Yeah. There's no. I don't want to say anything in case I jinx it. They're all going to be in the velodrome together. Right, 1.5k to go. This is the final cobble sector. The Roubaix 1-star difficulty rating, but it is just literally like. It's a very pretty cobble sector, put it that way. Right, here we go. 1.2. I'm going to change it to 1 because I'll forget. So, finish the cobble sector. 1.2 kilometers to go. 1.1. We're about to hit the final 1 kilometer of the 2026 Paris Roubaix with Wout van Aert and Tadej Pogacar leading us into the velodrome round about... When are they going on to it? Here we go. Onto the velodrome now. They make the right-hand turn. Tadej Pogacar leads Wout van Aert onto the velodrome. They're in the final 1 kilometer. Oh, I don't know what... I don't know. I'm going to move my mic down a bit so I can see this. My heart rate is probably at about 300 here. The bell is ringing as they cross the finish line for the first time. Tadej Pogacar crosses the finish line. Wout van Aert in second. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry. Bang. That was my chair. Just in case I need the... Right. Where is the other group? Have they made it onto the... Look at the crowds here. Pogacar looking over his right-hand shoulder. Wout van Aert is still yet there. Wout van Aert makes the first move round the right-hand side of Tadej Pogacar. He goes to the front of Tadej Pogacar. Tadej Pogacar sits up. Wout van Aert is out the front. He's gapping Tadej Pogacar. Holy! Wout van Aert still sprinting. Still going. Wout van Aert is going to do it. Wout van Aert wins Paris-Roubaix. Holy shit! Wout van Aert has done it. Oh my god. Here's the battle for third. Or is this the first crossing? Jasper Stuyven getting third. Jasper Stuyven gets third. Holy shit. Wout van Aert has just won Paris-Roubaix. Pogacar gets second for the second year in a row. I can't believe it. Wout van Aert crashes to the ground in tears. Oh my god. Oh. What a finish. What a race. I can't believe it. Van de Poel straight over to congratulate Wout van Aert. Christophe Laporte there as well. Oh my god. He done it. Second monument of his career. His last win was the Tour de France cobble sector, or the last stage of the Tour de France where he beat Tadej Pogacar in it. He dropped him on that, and he beats Tadej Pogacar yet again in the 2026 Paris-Roubaix. I can't believe it. What a race. Thanks for the commentary. Look forward to it. Appreciate it. I'm literally shaking. I was shaking watching that. I've calmed down. I just can't believe it. He did it. Oh, amazing commentary. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh my god. Absolutely unreal. What a deserved winner. If there's someone that deserved to win this race in their career, it is him. And he does it by beating Tadej Pogacar, the world champion, the GOAT of cycling, as Tadej Pogacar yet again has to wait to win the Paris-Roubaix. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, what a race. What a majestic performance. What a time to be a cycling fan. Agreed. Thanks so much for the commentary. Great job. Appreciate it. Just whilst everyone's in here, don't forget to subscribe. Amstel, Flesh, and Liège. The Ardennes are up next, so that is what is to come. I am going to be live for all three of them. Got a bit of a break here now after this, but Niels Pollitt and Mike Tennyson crossing the line. I think that makes up the top 10. Wonderful commentary, wonderful stream. Thank you all, you legends. No problem, Cat. Well done. Wow, brilliant race. Stream 300 subs now. Excellent. Have a gel with your cool mum. Appreciate it. So we hit up 300. Thanks very much. It is much appreciated. Me too, Cran. I will not lie. There was a tear in the eye seeing that happen. That was Daddy. I just this is I don't even know what to say. Amazing stream, mate. Thanks for covering. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Thanks, Reese. Such a great race again. Thank you, Shelley. Much appreciated. Oh, they're showing the replay of the race. I'll wait for the top 10 to see what happens. Like, I don't think I am going to get the top 10 on PCS because it is still down, but I just can't believe it. I'm literally speechless sitting there. I don't even... Wout van Aert has won Paris Roubaix. He is... Wow. I can't... Right, so we've got the top 8. So I know who 9th and 10th are. So 9th and 10th are Niels Pollitt and Mike Tennyson, whatever order they cross the line. But for the top 8, Wout van Aert finishes first. Tadej Pogacar gets second. Jasper Stuyven finishes in third. Van der Poel in fourth. Christophe Laporte in fifth. Tim van Dijk. It was Tim van Dijk and not Mick, I think. So Tim van Dijk in sixth. Mads Pedersen seventh. And Stefan Bissiger in eighth. Oh, great sprint, by the way. Oh, yes, Johnny, I have the biggest grin and Taddy not getting in the wheel. Well done, kiddo. Great commentary. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. But yes, I am. What a race! What a race! I'm gonna end the stream here, like so. Yet again, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. Ardennes next week. Be live for all three of them, and yeah, wow, what a race! If you have been with me I've been live 3 hours 40 minutes. So if you have been in here from the start, thank you. It means so much. It is much appreciated, and apparently I'm at 300 subscribers now as well. So thanks a lot. It means a lot. But this race stream watching. No hyperbole, but this race and this stream, watching it with Abby, will live long in my memory. Thank you, Kat. That means a lot. Wout, you legend. Seal hitter, Bobby. Thanks. But yes, I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks for watching the final K, and I can't believe it. All the best.